I'm right. Got a fast track right now. There's a possibility of rain, they told us, but so far it has stayed away. 61 degrees. It's beautiful, as always in San Diego. Picture perfect for our Plymouth Holiday Bowl kickoff. Colorado won the toss. They deferred. They will kick. And Washington set to receive to open the ball game. These teams have met 8 previous times. Colorado leads the series, 4 wins, 3 losses. There's been 1 tie. Jarzinka and Pathan are back deep. That's Jerome Pathan, and he is a dangerous wide receiver. Jason Leslie's got it teed up. The fans in town this week, I think, more excited, more rabid than I've ever seen them for the Holiday Bowl, Garrett.
Absolutely. Both teams feeling that this game can be a springboard to next season.
We're underway. Pathan from the goal line. Got himself a nice block. Almost broke it. Took it out to the 35. Excellent return. Ryan Black may have saved a touchdown. Washington offensively. We talked about their sensational redshirt freshman quarterback, and there he is, Brock Heward. Coming on so strong as the season progressed. Dillon in Kiaeho will round out the Washington backfield. Pathan, you just saw him. He's their favorite receiver. 41 catches, 7 for touchdowns with Coleman and Cleveland. Up front, Gary talked about these 3 guys. Sapp, Kreutz, and Benji Olsen, a sophomore first-team All-American with Johnson and Coates at the tackle spots. And the Huskies will open with a 3 wide-out look now as the left-hander Heward has a look to his left. And on first down from the 35, Dillon. Not much off the left side. Maybe got 2. Colorado defensively. Greg Jones is a true sack master coming off that corner. Olsen, Mau and Ziegler round out the front 4. Merkerson overlooked because Matt Russell's the Butkus winner, but he's a great player. Mike Phillips is the weak side linebacker. In the secondary, Steve Rosga led this team with 5 interceptions. He's the leader of the group with Wheeler, Black, and Simmons. Pickup of 3. Second down at 7 for the Huskies from their own 38-yard line. Dillon outside. Got the corner, ran over 1 man, and tightrope the sideline as he picked up 15. Wow. Dalton Simmons is straightening his headgear.
Yeah, Dalton Simmons meet Corey Dillon. But I'll tell you, Olin Kreutz found the middle linebacker. The big center, number 77, is going to be responsible for Matt Russell. And Kreutz, I got to just tell you, he's mean. The guy is just mean. He's the perfect prototype center with a tailback that just can run over people. 2 smallish corners for Colorado. That'll be a challenge if Dillon gets into the secondary.
Into Colorado territory. Already the Huskies at the 47-yard line of Buffalo. High backfield this time. Nice play fake. Heward fires it out. Pathan gives a little ground to gain some. Trying to get stretched out toward the sticks. And he is very close. In fact, might have it. This guy has got a nice arm, Gary.
Oh, he really does. I mean, there are some guys that things you can't teach a quarterback to do. And Brock has that ability to throw the ball accurately. He can put air under it. He can throw it hard when he has to. He's a 4.0 pre-med student. And they say that only 2 guys, he knows this offense better than anybody but the center. Now figure that one
out. Yeah, and Kreutz, we already saw what he did to Russell once this game.
It's going to be spread them out and run the ball and pass and throw the ball. That'll be the game plan.
4 wideouts, second down and inches. They spread them out and they go up the middle. And I don't know if they got the first down. Dillon squirted out the backside of that pile. He did pick up the first. Hannibal Navies made the tackle. Corey Dillon just splashed on the scene this year. He wasn't a starter until the 4th game of the season. And look at the numbers.
Yeah, numbers for a player that was supposed to be behind Rashawn Sheehy, who got injured. That could have been a disaster, but Corey Dillon came onto this football team, and they became a much more physical football team, after the Notre Dame game. When they got spanked, they changed their style, and they became different and better.
First down at the 36-yard line of Colorado. Good-looking opening march. It followed a good opening kickoff by Washington. Here's a counter to Dillon, going the other way. It'll be Dragged down by Merkerson, the outside linebacker.
Well, not a lot of teams have had success running the ball against Colorado's defense. Troy Davis has gotten 200 yards against the defense, but most teams had to earn a lot of yards. This is a guy right here, Bob Sapp, who's about as good as you got of coming out and pulling and running. He is very athletic, and all night he's going to be pulling around and trying to get Corey Dillon outside outside the tight ends and the linebackers.
Ryan Black's about 5'10", 190, and Bob Sapp just ran him over. Second down and 8. Play action. Wants to throw a screen and does to his tight end, Cleland. And Cleland rumbles down to what might be another Husky first down. He got to the 26-yard line.
Well, when you talk about all the talent this football team has, you get a little bit fix on Heward and Corey Dillon, and they're great wide receivers. But Cameron Cleland is 6'4", close to 270 pounds, and he runs a 4.7 5.40. And, there's been some tight ends that caught a lot of balls here at Washington, and they believe this guy is next in line.
Well, they had Aaron Pierce, Mark Bruner, Ernie Conwell. All those guys are playing in the NFL. They're going to take a look at this one. Art Massey is our referee tonight. Art shows us that it's about the length of the football short. Long time for that guy around the Washington program, including as a player back in the early 60s.
Made his name and really changed college football by instituting that 8-man attack front. Everybody remembers when Washington won that national championship. They had just play after play of negative yardage, and he was the architect of that defense. One
of the most interesting coaching matchups that we might see is Lambright, and there's his counterpart, A.J. Kristoff, the defensive coordinator for Colorado. But in Lambright, you've got a guy that's coaching now against one of the hotshot offensive geniuses in Rick Neuheisel.
A lot of things are different in college football. You might be going from a triple option to a 4-wide receiver. Not the pro football is very much the same, but in college, these two guys epitomize how the differences in the game is.
That's right. 7th play of the drive, another short yardage situation, 3rd and inches for Washington. Big hole for Dillon. He might go. Bumped out at the 2. Rosga saved a touchdown.
This guy is 6'2", 225 pounds, and he is fast, 4.4 fast, and he has great vision for the hole. Brad, he reminds me of an Eddie George type running back. You can't take him on. He is not interested in bouncing the ball all over the place. If there's a hole there, he will attack it. And then once he gets into the secondary, he can run away from the corner. So what a package. And the Pac-10 has seen him, and now the rest of the country is seeing him up close.
3rd in the country in rushing, 25 on the last one. And Washington's got it 1st and goal just outside the Colorado 2. Dillon again. Did he get there? Touchdown. He's already made his mark in the 1st quarter.
He really has, and that time Matt Russell kind of sliced into the backfield, and Dillon didn't dodge him. He just kind of leaned away from him and lowered his shoulders, so he didn't have a lot to attack, and took it to the end zone. No dancing from this guy. He doesn't run to daylight. He creates daylight.
Randy Jones for the extra point for Washington. Less than 3 minutes into the game. The Huskies take it 65 yards, and that guy did most of the damage. Corey Dillon, 24th touchdown of the year, has put Washington in front.
It's the end of the year, and there's something special coming. It's the special delivery sale from the Clever Idea people in Plymouth. Right now, get Plymouth Voyager Plus with air conditioning and 7-passenger seating at no extra charge. All for this low price. Lease Plymouth Breeze with 0 down for $249 a month, just $499 due at signing. Or buy the fun-loving Plymouth Neon Espresso for this great price. So be clever and get your presents early during the Plymouth Special Delivery Sale. Only at your Plymouth dealer.
When fix-it problems hit you from out of the blue, trust the folks in the Red Vest. They've got shelves full of products and loads of ideas to fix any fix you're in. because Ace is a place with a helpful hardware folks.
Give me a large fry, supersize.
I got it.
It's time to pick the 97 NBA All-Star team.
Anything the kid wants,
And you can vote for your favorite players.
I love that haircut, man.
Where they serve America's favorite fries. McDonald's. Vote today.
It's your world, baby.
In the Journal, a rock and roll banker makes massive bets.
A new court
emerging
ruling
as one
could
of the
influence
most
communications
powerful
over the
people
internet.
Won't replace Hero, the boss who knows you have another life.
Subscribe now and get 2 weeks of the Journal free with a paid 10-week subscription. That's 12 weeks for 66 cents per day. Call 800-356-9800. That's 800-356-9800 for the Wall Street Journal.
ESPN's presentation of the Plymouth Holiday Bowl is presented by Plymouth. One clever idea after another. That's Plymouth. And in part by San Diego. Call 1-800-701-WADE for a free visitor's planning guide.
We crossed those tracks last night into the Gaslamp District.
What a fun place to go, huh?
Boy, and it was wired last night with especially Husky fans decked in purple, and they've got something to cheer about. They lead 7-0 with 12:04 remaining first quarter. Matt Russell having a seat. The Huskies on the legs of Corey Dillon score on their opening drive. And this year, Colorado's last in the country in kickoff returns. They'd like to get some decent field position. It hasn't been easy for them.
A lot of ones, but when you string them together like that, that isn't
No, that doesn't look good. John Wales to kick. That's London Hendry you were looking at. Stiggers is back there with him. High, short kick. Might have to fair catch this baby.
That's hard to believe.
From the 22 and out to about the 27. Coy Detmer will bring out the Buffaloes offense. Herschel Troutman, over 800 yards, is their main man on the ground. Fisk is the fullback. Lepsis, Savoy, and Rae Carruth over 1,000 yards receiving. He's the favorite receiver of Detmer. Nioli's an All-American with Thomas, Reed, Smith, and Welsh up front. Coy Detmer, whose older brother Ty played his final college game in this very stadium. And Ty lost his last game. Coy says, I want to change what the family's done in this game. And he's going to have to wait another play. We've got flags already. Coy Detmer on the season over 3,100 yards passing, 22 touchdowns. Here's the call. Illegal procedure. We'll put Detmer and the Buffaloes offense back to a 1st and 15. And there's his numbers. And he is one fiery quarterback, Gary.
I would say the word that best describes Coy Detmer is resourceful and willing to do anything to move the chains and to move his football team. He is absolutely fearless in the pocket, and sometimes to a fault. As we were talking to Rick yesterday, he said, if I had more opportunity to coach him and not as many responsibilities as a head coach, I think he could be even better.
Got 4 wideouts in there with him. He might be changing the play right here. A little bit of an option. Troutman got a block. And out to the original line of scrimmage, or very close to it, as John Fiala and Campbell combine on the tackle. Defensively for Washington, Tuiaea is a guy that plugs up the middle. He's the biggest man on the front with Richie Campbell and Chorick, who we've talked about already. Jerry Jensen will stay in every play. They don't go with a nickel back against this wideout, 4 wideout look of Colorado. Fiala and Aliaga round out the linebackers. Miller has 3 interceptions back there with Parrish, Burton, and Smith. Redshirt freshman cornerback starting this game for Washington. And this is a tight end, Matt Lepsis, coming back from an injury with the catch, and he might have a first down.
Matt Lepsis hurt his foot, toe, whatever you want to say. He's wearing a brace tonight. You won't see the real Matt Lepsis in this football game, but he's injured and he wants to play. You can see that on his left foot as it's taped up right there. Well, it could be both the way it's taped around, but he is not full speed tonight, but good enough to go out there and catch the ball in those little zones and holes.
And good enough to get a first down. Quick snap, quick handoff. Troutman quickly goes down. He lost a yard. Washington physical and quick on defense.
physical and quick and attacking with linebackers coming from every angle, and you can see what they do well when they win and what happens when they lose. Only the Notre Dame game and the Arizona State game did they not live up to that rushing defense, and they lost the ball.
Notre Dame had almost 400 yards. Arizona State had over 200, and thus the average of a little over 3. But when they're strong against the run, which they were there, they don't ever lose, as Gary said. Detmer sets, fires a little bit too low and outside, intended for Rae Carruth, who couldn't make the diving catch. Carruth didn't talk to the media all season until after the regular season was over in preparation for the Holiday Bowl. He talked to us yesterday, and they've moved him to a different position, quite frankly, for tonight, Garrett.
They've moved him outside. He usually lines up in the slot for Colorado. They're going to try to move him outside. Rae is very excited about that. He said there's more routes, more opportunities, less linebackers. That's a pretty nice equation.
I don't ever believe the 40 times on these kids, but we'll say that Rae Carruth is fast. Here comes a blitz. Detmer trying to stiff arm one man, throws out of desperation. Incomplete. And he got a lot of heat. Campbell was coming, so was Aliaga.
Well, you never really know which one of the 8 guys is going to make the play because they're all over the place. Campbell, Ritchie, Aliaga, Chorick, Fiala. They are linebackers, and they will come from different angles every time. And when we talked to the Washington people, they said, especially defensive coordinator Randy Hart told us, we're going after them. We think that's the way to beat them.
Peach to punt. Jarzinka back deep for Washington. Not a good kick. Fair catch called for. Jarzinka's trying to clear out his troops so nobody touches the ball. It does take a Colorado roll inside the Washington 25 with exactly 10 minutes remaining. First quarter, it's the Huskies leading by 7.
38-yard punt, no return.
Got a headache? Take Tylenol, Advil, or aspirin. But for a toothache, Maximum Strength Oragel gives faster relief. Pain relief pills take up to 30 minutes to work, but Oragel gives instant relief. Oragel, because faster is better.
Who is flying the aircraft?
This is bad.
Turbulence. Rated R.
Starts Friday, January 10th.
Let's go, guys. I need a play down here. Hang on, Mike. We're working on something up here.
Try 3-wide rocket.
If they blitz, it won't work.
What about a quick slant?
Okay, Mike, we're almost there. Come on.
Look at pro split Z out.
What's taking so long up there?
Okay, Mike, here we go. 3 wide, 78, Z out, Y cross.
All right, all set? Let's go. Great call, guys. Good job.
It's the perfect landing. It's another business day. It's friendly blue, waiting there for you. It's traveling your way.
Call today. For just $18.95 a day, you can rent a Dodge Neon or similar compact car from Thrifty.
Best of all, it's Thrifty. Renting cars with Clyde worldwide.
5 minutes in, Rick Neuheisel talking to his quarterback, who had to throw out of desperation with some heavy Washington pressure on him on that 3rd down. So now it's the Huskies back on offense. Just outside their own 24. Heward comes up throwing. Complete, very short gain. Nice hit by Steve Rosga out there on Janowski. Rosga will hit you, and he'll steal a few, too. He had 5 interceptions on the season.
Very outspoken football player. Was very upset that the All-American team didn't have any safeties on it, wasn't he?
He was 3rd-team All-American, and all the guys on the list in front of him were cornerbacks. And he says that's like saying there's 4 cornerbacks out there that are better than you are at your position. He wasn't too excited about it, but he's a good player.
I think he's got a great point, too. Different positions.
There's his numbers on the season. Stop Janowski, a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8, and Dillon hitting the backfield for the first time tonight. And it was Mike Phillips, the outside linebacker. And they have a little chat as they head back to their respective huddles.
I think the strategy and the game plan of this thing was set in the first drive. Olin Kreutz is going to be matched up with Matt Russell. This was real early. Watch him throw Russell down. Then he knees him, kicks him, big-time wrestling. And then near the goal line, he made a good block to get Corey Dillon in the end zone.
What you didn't see on that one replay is how they tapped each other on the helmet after they got all tangled up, showing the mutual respect they had for each other. You said if we don't see a fight between Kreutz and Russell tonight, we'll probably have a scoop.
A lot of respect for those guys. They like tough play.
Ewart throws a rocket complete. Might be short of a first down. Fred Coleman gathers it in and goes down immediately.
Good coverage, though, that time. The corners for Colorado are playing off Dalton Simmons, who took that big hit from Corey Dillon early. Got back a little bit on that one because he was playing off, squatted a bit, and took that throw, and he hit the receiver just as he caught the ball, and maybe he kept him short of the first down. Yes, he did, and probably will force a punt.
Second measurement of the night, same result, but this one, the length of the football shy. Maybe it won't force a kick. They had the punting team halfway to the hash mark, and then now they do bring them out. Well, they had a little indecision going on there. They still have indecision going on.
Well, I think Jim Lambright has decided what he's going to do right here. It looks like they will either try to draw Colorado off sides, but with that center and 2 guards and a 6'5" quarterback that's 225, why not a little quarterback sneak and pick up the 6 inches right here?
If they do go for it, it's a very early gamble that deep in your own territory, your own 34-yard line.
If John Makovic were calling plays, we'd still see a pass possibility. Right?
That's right. 3 tight ends. 4th and inches. They will try to pick it up, and Dillon gets it, but a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. There was a little bit of a flinch on the left side of the line that time. I think Tony Coates, or the tight end to the outside, flinched, and now Washington will be required to punt the football.
Now it's 4th and 5 yards and a foot. Here comes the punting unit.
I think it was number 67, Tony Coates, who just beat the snap, puckered just a bit to the outside. Here's the guy right here, and see if you don't see if he flinches just a bit. No. Boy, it didn't look like much there. I don't know if he lifted his hand from the other side, but we could not see it from behind that time.
You have to realize a pucker is not that much.
No, that's just a little bit. Right.
Hamid Sarshar to punt. That's Steve Rosga back deep.
It's a very carefully chosen word. Just a pucker. High
kick. I mean, a mile in the air. Rosga waiting on it and takes near the 40-yard line. 33-yard kick. It went about 66 yards in the air, though. No return for Rosga. And Colorado with good field position to work from after we remind you that Thrifty Car Rental Bowl Week will continue tomorrow at noon Eastern. It's a McDonald's Heritage Bowl. Howard will take on Southern from the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Then it's Army against Damian Craig and the Auburn Tigers in the Bull and Weed Eater Independence Bowl. Army Cadets, the #1 rushing offense in the country. Check out both games tomorrow right here on ESPN. Wake up! Your team's up 7.
Seen it, done it,
done it. 75th year they've been called the Huskies. Before that, they were the Sun Dodgers. Detmer, set to throw. Down the sideline, complete. Got it out there to James Kidd, and it got there in a hurry.
And he threw it right over the outstretched hand of Jerry Jensen that time, the outside linebacker. You can't throw it any better than that. You put just enough air under it that the linebacker has to jump, and not too much where the corner can make a play. Watch that throw right there. Just enough where he can make the play. That is as good as you can do it.
Yep.
It's like playing tennis. You know, you don't want to put it too high over the net there. Just a little net cord.
I just want to get it over the net. Kidd with a reception, a pickup of 17 to the 43-yard line. So Colorado's first trip into Washington territory. Quick snap because the Huskies jumped. Ball is loose. And Adam Reed, the center, snapped that to Detmer as it looked like the Huskies jumped into the neutral zone, and it should be 5 yards for Colorado, I would think.
Coy Detmer that time used a quick snap count that Washington for sure thought he was going to snap it on, but it was a dummy signal, and everybody started running across.
Offside, Huskies.
Offside penalty against the Huskies.
Here it is. A lot of shifting going on. Neutral zone that time. That was a good call, I think, for the outside. I think it was Chris Campbell, Jerry Jensen that were in the line that time.
The thing you would think that would help now is to keep them from getting that head start and maybe make them stay in their stance a little bit longer.
Well, a good quarterback and an experienced quarterback like Coy can really keep that defense off balance by changing the snap count.
So a 1st and 5, Colorado. Troutman up the middle. Herschel, strong for his size, got about 4. He's a little bit short of a 1st down as we check in with Adrian.
Brad, I can tell you, Jason Chark's got a powerful pair of lungs here. I can hear him going up and down the line saying to his defensive line, you guys think run first. Interesting strategy now, because what that does is open up the holes. If those guys stay at home, he can pick his holes inside, maybe a little bit outside, and get after Coy Detmer. He was a little bit late on that previous play. Wants his other guys to think run while he's thinking pass.
I love what the coaches say about Chory. They say ready, fire, aim. That's his approach.
Getting better, though.
2nd down. Inside handoff to the fullback to the 29 is Fisk. And he's got a Buffalo 1st down at the 29. Not many rushes on the season, but Darren picks up the 1st down. They'll move the sticks.
Talking about that Washington defense, that attack defense, 9 men near the line of scrimmage, bump and run outside. Jim Lambright designed this defense when he said, with modern day offenses, you can't stand around and wait for a mistake. You got to force it.
Option of Detmer, get the pitch. A bad pitch. Loose football. Washington says they have it, and they do.
Jason Chark just blew this play up before it got started. He might have been thinking pass rush on this play, but on the option play, he got into the backfield, and before Coy Detmer even had time to turn around, he put his helmet right into the chest of the guard that time, the pulling guard, Kyle Smith. Detmer tried to get it outside, but you could see the pitch was behind Herschel, and a turnover forced by the great All-American outside linebacker from the Huskies.
I can guarantee you that Detmer, if he had to do it over again, would eat that yardage, but you don't get that chance. And Washington takes over with a fumble recovery at its own 37-yard line. Hewitt sets. Wide open across the middle is Pathan. Nobody near it, and they still don't have him corralled. Down to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 23.
How calm is this guy for a freshman? I'm telling you, I've watched a lot of freshmen burst into college football, and this guy is the prettiest thrower I've seen in a long, long time. He's big, he's tall, and as Colorado comes in the middle, he can throw right over the top of the rush. Hewitt is 5 for 5 in this game, and he's hitting 4 different guys, and he is moving the ball around and forcing Colorado to cover the whole field.
Rick Neuheisel said yesterday, and he's one of those Washington quarterbacks who look like they're wearing a flak jacket when they really aren't. He's huge, 6'5", 220 plus. Counter to Dillon. This time, nothing doing. About a yard. Ryan Olsen wraps him up. It'll be 2nd down and 9. We've got 5:45 left 1st quarter. 7-0 Huskies after Colorado had a good thing going on offense until they fumbled on the option. Hewitt, a redshirt freshman.
Of course, his brother came and played here before him.
2nd down and 9. Janowski in motion. Throw it outside, complete. Down to the 33-yard line. Got it over to Fred Coleman.
Scott Linehan is the guy on the left right here. That's the offensive coordinator hired by Jim Lambright to bring in an offense that could spread the field, an offense that Jim said I had the most trouble stopping, and then run the ball hard, and that's exactly what he's done this year. And he said, both of these guys said, we made a little bit of a mistake in misjudging the ability of Corey Dillon. He's better than we even thought.
But Scott Linehan said it only took a couple practices and we knew what we had. 3rd down. They swing it out to Dillon on the run. Down the sideline, 1st down. Bumped out or stepped out at the 24-yard line.
When you have a spread out offense, you have to be able to read the hot receiver and know where he's coming from. This time, Brock Hewitt knew the uncovered guy that the line didn't have was right here, coming from the outside. You read him, look at him turn to his right. gets rid of the ball right in stride, and a 225-pound tailback has the ball in the secondary for a first down.
To the 24-yard line.
Hannibal Nieves was the guy coming that time from the outside on block, but that's the quarterback's job to get rid of it.
You look at Matt Russell trying to control the middle, but the flanks, he can't be everywhere. First down at the 24. Dillon. And the hit by Ryan Olsen, the defensive tackle. Pickup of about 4.
Brad, just the little bit of passing that Washington has done has forced Colorado to play off. Look how much space they're getting here from their secondary. There's a free safety in the back right here, and that is meaning they're putting 4 defensive backs deep, and now Washington will see that and run the ball. So a good balance of run and pass has kept Colorado honest.
The wide out spread out now, and Coleman and Pathan and Janoski in the slot. Second down at 6. Looks like a pass coming up. Here it is. Slant. Delivered. First down. Fred Coleman had to go up in the air for a pass a little bit high. Steve Rosner gave him one in the ribs, but he held on to it.
It's the worst pass that's been thrown so far, and Fred Coleman came up with the catch. And you know, you don't see prettier passing than this. A guy coming right over the top with a delivery, and the pass rush really means nothing. In a way, kind of reminds me of Scott Mitchell with the Lions with the left-hand thing. Maybe actually a little better footwork than Scott Mitchell has right now. Of course, he hasn't faced the pass rush maybe that Mitchell has in the NFL.
Well, right now, Brock's perfect.
Yeah, 8 for 8 is perfect. I wish I had those numbers once in a while.
At the 13-yard line, first down Washington. Trying to take advantage of the turnover. Dillon, counter, got outside. Touchdown.
Bobby Sapp, the Pac-10 MVP offensive lineman, pulled around. He's got almost as much speed as Dillon. Dillon followed him right into the end zone. Watch Bobby Sapp, number 72, come around. He's got great speed. Now he'll fit inside on the line. Actually, it was a safety that time, and Dillon gets it into the end zone. Beautifully constructed drive.
There's the senior leader, Sapp. Randy Jones for the extra point. 3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the Huskies take advantage of a Colorado fumble. Taken down the field, and Dillon's got his second score of the night.
When I started losing my hair, it bothered me, and I finally got to the point where I just didn't want to think about it anymore. But I didn't want to do anything until I knew I could get the look that I wanted. The most important thing to me was the hairline. It had to look natural.
Hair Club for Men is proud to announce a technological breakthrough. Call our toll-free number now to receive your free copy of Hair Club's exciting new technology brochure.
I just love the idea that I can get out of the shower, towel dry my hair, blow dry it, and I'm gone.
So call now and get Hair Club's new technology brochure. You'll see before and after photos of men like yourself who have already experienced the benefits of this innovative technology.
I'd seen too many people that had tried surgery or products that promised to grow their hair back again. I wanted something that was simple, non-surgical, that would give me the results that I was really after.
Call our toll-free number for your free brochure, because Hair Club for Men really can make a difference.
George, check this out.
What is this?
This is our new theme music. I like it.
Hey, George. Hey, Carl.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
We're just dancing.
Mind if I join you?
Go.
The Huskies by 2 touchdowns. 63-yard drive engineered by those two guys, Heward and Dillon. Dillon capped it from 12 yards out. That followed the Colorado fumble. So the folks that are decked in purple and have been here all week are ecstatic by how the Huskies have performed here in the first 12 minutes. Another high, short kick. Going to have to hustle to get there. Live ball. Picked up at the 25, still loose.
Let's go back one more time, Brad, to that touchdown. And watch Bob Sapp. Right here he is, and right here is Dalton Simmons. Sapp is going to come around and block the corner on that play. That's what speed in the offensive line can give you on a touchdown play. But did Corey Dillon step out on the 1-yard line? Right about there, his left foot, I think, steps out.
Adrian, did he step out?
Darn right he did, guys. And I'll tell you, Fritz Grass, the line judge, was overruled by Jim Mahan. The linesman, he come out and said, no touchdown, no touchdown. He stepped out right along the line of scrimmage and saw it happen. So they got a good one there.
They got a break. They've got a 14-point lead. Colorado first down from its own 25. Trotman, he's going to be buried for about a 3-yard loss. Campbell is there, Aliaga is there.
And Dave Ritchie was there in the backfield, the inside defensive lineman that time, blowing this play up again before it got started. Ritchie in the backfield making a play, and right now the Colorado offensive line have not been able to handle the stunting and attacking style of the Husky front 8.
They just don't know where they're coming from.
No, and they peel with a different guy every time. You really don't know which one of the 8 is coming, or not coming, might be a better way to say it.
Here they come after Detmer. He throws a long one for Carruth, and he's got it. Rae Carruth. Forget about it. Touchdown.
Well, that's one way to handle that stunt package. Throw it over the top. A fly route to your fastest guy matched up against a freshman. And I don't care if Jermaine Smith has played 700 snaps or not. He hasn't seen much like Rae Carruth running a fly route.
Second longest of Carruth's career. He had a 77-yard touchdown earlier this year. This one goes 76. And Colorado a point away from the 7th point of the ball game to cut this to a touchdown. Aldridge extra point is good. Rae Carruth, the long ball from Coy Detmer, and it's 14-7.
People have to understand, on a deep ball, the quarterback and the wide receiver are running to a spot. When Detmer lets this ball go, he is aiming for a spot 45 yards down the field. This ball is almost thrown exactly right on the money, and Carruth almost Willie Mays it, catches it in the basket, and you're not going to catch Rae Carruth.
Jermaine Smith and Tony Parrish aren't slow, but this guy is in that 4-2, 4-3 category.
When you watch Colorado warm up before the game, Rick Neuheisel has always had his quarterbacks and receivers throw about 20 of these balls beforehand, and they do a good job of understanding and get a feel for where that ball is going, and that was as good as you could do.
Colorado record for career touchdowns. And when you consider some of the guys like Charles Johnson and Michael Westbrook and those guys that have played wide receiver at Colorado, that's pretty impressive.
And when you consider that Rae Carruth last year in the bowl game, the Cotton Bowl game, he only caught one pass, a very disappointing game for Rae Carruth. He was moved outside in this football game to try to match up against the freshman corners. Coy Detmer, Rick Neuheisel, Carl Dorrell, their outstanding young offensive coordinator, all were excited about that matchup. In fact, Rae Carruth said, I like their style of attack that Washington has. They're very bold, and there's a possibility of getting a lot of big plays.
He's got one there, 14-7. That's what you call a long drive in a hurry. It actually goes 75 yards, the drive that is, because remember, Trotman had lost yardage on his first carry. So it's a 46-second scoring drive that covered 75 yards.
We talked about talent. There is some talent on this field.
Boy, is there ever. The kick out of the end zone. And Washington will start from its own 20. We take a look in on the Murph. Jack Murphy Stadium, our aerial shots high above San Diego, courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California. Tom Mattis, our pilot from Huntington Beach. On a beautiful night, a threat of rain today, but so far it's gorgeous.
Threat of rain in San Diego means it rains somewhere in the Midwest. I think you have to hear it on TV. You know, it never rains here.
It hangs a right-hand turn and keeps on going. Now the Buffs now on the scoreboard, trailing by 7. Dillon Very little gain, if any. And Terrell Cade made first contact, number 48, the sophomore out of right here in San Diego. There's a lot of Colorado kids that are from California.
Oh, yeah, fertile recruiting ground for both teams in this area of California. That's why I think why both schools were excited to be here.
There were a lot of members from this area whose moms and dads were busy hosting kids over the holidays.
And I think Rick right there is saying, yeah, they're going to get some big plays against us, and we're going to get some big plays against them. Stay patient.
Second down at 10, Washington. Dillon spins. Got about 7. The hard way, I might add. Ryan Black finally put him down.
Bob Sapp that time. I don't know if he held or not, but I know one thing. The definition of a pancake is Bob Sapp. Watch it. Boom. Right on top of that time. Sean Jarney. I didn't know it was Aaron Marshall. You're right. The sophomore. 270-pound defensive tackle. And Marshall really saw the big fellow that time.
You were teasing Bob Sapp about how slow that track is at the NFL combines, weren't you?
Yeah, he got a little running bet going that he won't break 4.9, and he was almost laughing at me.
And then I told you they were bringing in the fast track, and your bet looks pretty weak now. Dillon, first down, spins out to the 35.
What's great about watching Corey Dillon run, very much the way Eddie George ran, is he's really, really patient and trusts his offensive line. Already 81 yards in this game, and he's not bouncing all over the football field to do it. He runs to the point of attack. He slithers in there. He explodes in there. He does whatever he has to run, and then he's a load to bring down. 81 yards against a very, very proud defense of Colorado, who frankly, Brad, were ready for number 4.
Yep. Well, they're getting all of them they want. He's already got 2 touchdowns, and he's just emptied out of the Husky backfield. Heward to throw. Complete to the 40. First down, flag down. I don't want to say there was a pick play out there, but boy, they sure did it beautifully. First down for Coleman.
There really wasn't that time any pick. I don't know if they were in a legal formation or not. That might have been the problem, but I think this was an audible by Brock Heward that time. He had Rosga over the slot, and he audible to the quick out.
Offensive pass interference on Pathan. That's what I thought I saw. I guess not a pick, but he sure got a nice bump out there to give that guy 5 yards with nobody around him.
Well, there was nobody really lined up on him, I didn't think, unless I was walking to the other side of the line of scrimmage. I mean, look, he's got a lot of space out here. I don't know where the call came from.
It's right there. Well, it's on Pathan.
Oh, up at the top of the screen. It had nothing to do with it. I think the corner was just closing when he saw the ball thrown, and that ball was already in the air that time, Damon Wheeler. I think that's a rough call right there. That had nothing to do with it. The ball was in the air.
Offensive pass interference. 15 yards. Repeat first down.
That's a big one. That'll back the Huskies up to their own 20. Pathan was the guy that got out there that made contact. That's who the penalty was called on.
Damon Wheeler is usually a bump and run type cornerback, a very quick corner, but he has not gotten up in Pathan's face because they really respect his ability to run the fade.
Dillon. And his first down carry only netted a couple of yards. Rosga came up and forced things. So did Mau from the defensive line. And it's going to be second down and very long yardage, but that's going to have to wait for the second quarter. We played one in San Diego, and the Huskies lead the Buffaloes by 7. Danielson and Adrian Karsten with you from Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego in the Plymouth Holiday Bowl. This kid's perfect so far. Brock Heward hasn't missed a pass yet. And he'll pass to start the second quarter. Screen goes over complete to Mike Reed. Reed got across and a flag late. Reed got out to the 27 and then got tattooed out of bounds.
Right at the end of that play, Nieves did the hit that was a little bit outside the line.
So that'll tack on to a good game. Personal foul against the Buffaloes.
screen call, trying to get the ball outside, a big pass rush situation, dump it out, keep the play moving, and that was, if there was ever a 15-yard penalty, that was it.
You know, Navy's kind of looked down as if to say, do I have any chalk left here? And then he gave him the chalk with his headgear, and he's going to stay over there on the Colorado sideline.
Well, that was a big first down. I mean, they had him way back, and now they have ability to move the chains again with another first down, and it keeps Coy Detmer off the field.
First down at the 42-yard line. Colorado thinking blitz. Here they come. Heward in trouble. Down he goes. Jarney made the force, and then got help from his friends.
Sean Jarney, a true freshman that time, getting into the backfield as Huskies trying to go deep. They've been picking and picking. That was a busted assignment that time. Just turned them loose. Heward did not throw the ball up and make any big mistake. Coming right up the middle that time. As to the outside, I think Benji Olsen tried to block Matt Russell and just turned his defensive tackle right into the cornerback.
Jarney turned and Russell finished it. And a second down and 18 now. Tight end in motion. Dillon goes back that way behind his blockers. Got the corner. Tiptoed out of bounds across the 40.
Can you be a fast Eddie George?
Man, he is quick, isn't he?
He really is. I really didn't know he had this type of speed. You know, you don't get to see a lot of Washington highlights when you're living in the East and you're doing Big Ten football, I guess. This guy's the best kept secret in college football as far as I'm concerned.
Rashad Salam, who won a Heisman with Colorado, is here on the sideline tonight. We talked to him over at the hotel today.
Yeah, he said, I'm just trying to get more snaps.
Yep, got to stay healthy, too. When the injury bug wasn't with him, he did a good job again this year after a 1,000-yard-plus rookie campaign last year with Chicago. Third down and long. Heward pressured again. Straight up the middle goes the big fella. But he goes down just as he crossed the 50, and he's about 1.5 yards short. And he is upset with himself.
He misjudged it. He thought he was across the 50. He thought he had picked up the first down that time, and he took a knee on the play, and he misjudged his first down marker, and he's going to force his team to punt. But you saw his strength on that play. And this is just not a lumbering football player. He's got good speed. A.J. Kristoff said there's a lot of plays they designed just as a run for him. But remember, there is not an experienced backup quarterback on this team, so I'm sure he has been schooled to be careful.
Sarshar, first kick was short and high. He'd like to do that again.
Well, he did it.
Definitely short, not quite as high, and it takes a Colorado bounce into a Washington player out near the 27-yard line. That's where the Buffaloes will go back to work. Couple of big college basketball games coming up tomorrow over on ESPN2 at 4:30 Eastern. Wow, unbeaten Louisville coming off a double overtime win against once beaten and third-ranked Kentucky. Ron Mercer and company invading Freedom Hall in Louisville. Then at 9:30 on ESPN. What a way to sort of bring in the new year, huh? Tim Duncan and Keith Van Horn, Wake Forest in Utah, number 2 against number 7. That's at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN. At the 27-yard line, the Colorado fans now have something to cheer about. They trail by only a touchdown, and their offense has the ball back. And the last time they had it, they went downtown. Detmer to Carruth for 76 yards. Play action. Detmer fires out in the flat. Good move to get out to what looks like a first down to Shiverini.
Shiverini is playing Rae Carruth's spot in this football game because of about an 80% healthy James Kidd in this football game, moving Carruth outside and Shiverini in Carruth's spot. So, and what did Rae Carruth tell him?
Yeah, Ray said, I can play that outside spot as long as Darren does his job in the slot, and he better do it.
It's right. I've been coaching him all game, so I can stay out wide.
Right now, he's over there wide with his head coach. First down, Colorado at the 38-yard line. Detmer changing things up. Draw play, Lyndon Henry, and it netted nothing. John Fiala stayed home, the middle linebacker, to make the hit. He missed a couple of games in the middle of the season after being injured against Notre Dame, but he's the leading tackler on this defense.
Colorado has a real interesting way that they share the coordinating and calling of the plays on this football team. Rick Neuheisel makes the third down calls, but Carl Durrell, the guy on the right there, the offensive coordinator, calls the plays on first and second down, and they are in sync because they were wide receiver and quarterback together at UCLA.
They were in sync there and still are. Second down at 12. Detmer backpedals and fires. Incomplete. Intended for Kidd. Nice coverage by Jermaine Smith, a redshirt freshman.
Well, interesting with the redshirt freshman corners for Washington. Those were the two guys that had to come through on this football team to be good. Mel Miller and Jermaine Smith, two freshmen that had to play outside because, frankly, with this team being on probation and not having a lot of scholarship, there was no one else to play, and they have come through and grown with this football team as the season has gone on.
Depending on which coaching staff you talk to, a different train of thought about whether they're freshmen or not. We're in the 12th game of the season right now, so they've been schooled. Here's a long ball again. Diving attempt by Kidd. He couldn't quite handle it. Boy, Detmer got hit as he threw.
Absolutely. Wiggs that time put his helmet right into Detmer, and Detmer picked out a spot, anticipated the throw. Watch Wiggs, number 67, come inside it. Whoa, what a hit. You can't make a living doing that all night.
Suki Wiggs. And on the other end, James Kidd almost made an acrobatic catch.
And you wonder if James Kidd, if he's 90%, if he'd been 100%, could he even run right into that one and made another touchdown?
Good point. Punt. High hanger. Taken. No fair catch.
Boy,
and a penalty marker down.
No, he didn't have 2 yards on that play at all. And they're going to get called for a 5-yard penalty, Colorado is.
It's an interesting thing. You and I were talking about this penalty for the people that don't call fair catch. You still got to give them the 6 feet, 2-yard rule. So, you know, unless you don't want to get your head taken off, you have two different options there. You can fair catch or just take your best shot. Colorado's best shot was a little bit too early.
And it was definitely within the 2-yard circle that they had to give that time. I think it was Rashardi Barnes that time, and boy, you can get hurt real quick that time when you're not fair catching. But hey, that's the game, I guess. When you don't get in a lot and play a lot, you got to do something.
Washington will have it back on offense with a touchdown lead when we come back. Nick Ziegler, the sophomore, another California native out of Huntington Beach, and he found the beach, the end zone here, to tie this thing up.
Yeah, he knocked it down with his right hand, then he caught it, and he knew he was going to score as soon as he got it. He takes it in the end zone, and he took the Nestea plunge for the touchdown, too. 2 big plays for Colorado, and that's what they thought could win this game. I don't know if they thought they'd get him on defense, though.
Aldridge for the point after. We're tied. With us, the coaches about him, they said he's a wild horse rider, he's a surfer, a volleyball player, and A.J. Kristoff says, quite frankly, he's just a beauty. Well, that was a beautiful play he just made. There's the guy that has his own fan club. Jarzinka back there with Pathan. Pathan takes it. Pathan's got an alley. Pathan might go down the sideline. Touchdown, Washington.
Ho-hum, another Holiday Bowl, huh?
Yep, just another Monday night in San Diego.
I'll tell you something that's even harder to believe than this. That's a Canadian running right there. Pathan, the wide receiver, grew up in Canada, played ball in Canada, then transferred to Washington.
You ever think he did that at Arcadia College in Nova Scotia?
Well, I tell you, it isn't even fair to be able to do that up in Canada.
Wow.
But this time, and I tell you, Jarzinga got a key block in that return also to spring him on the play.
One play after Colorado tied it, Pathan has untied it. Jones, extra point is good. 10 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the first half. As Gary said, grew up in Canada, born in Cape Town, South Africa, and he takes this one the distance.
Jarzinga got a block on the outside this time, just enough. He shielded one guy and then got in the way of another, and then Pathan just outruns James Kidd. Jarzinga on the bottom right here gets one block, and then he'll fall back out to get another block, and then Pay thought he was just going to outrun a guy who's pretty fast. That's James Kidd right there. And Paython says, I got you. That was this typical Holiday Bowl. This guy have a little bit of go back, get a sandwich at halftime.
That's right. A little bit tired, but a happy tired.
There are players all over this football field. That's all I can tell you. I've seen a lot of games with a lot of talent, but I don't know if I've seen this much talent on one football field in a long time.
From Nick Ziegler, a touchdown on the interception. And that was this play. Nick picks it off, tipped it, takes it in for the touchdown and an ST plunge. That made it 14-14. And then it was Pathan taking it 86 yards the other way on the ensuing kickoff.
Jarzinga ended up getting the kicker that time to absolutely clear it, and then Pathan just runs the sprint. That's the first kickoff return for Washington since 1979.
Wow. Takes it back a while. Wales set to kick. You walk out of this game just to get a hot dog or something, you could miss, 2 touchdowns.
We don't leave.
No, we don't leave.
We don't leave.
Fumbled at the 5 by Nunez. Picks it up, trying to scramble for some yardage, and he's going to go down at the 5.
I guess that's why they're 111th out of 111 teams on the kickoff. They earned it.
That's a good point, and a flag at the end of the play to boot.
I think it might have been a face mask at the end.
And that will help get Colorado a little bit out of the hole they're in. Officials will have a little conference, and Art Massey will tell us personal foul, face mask against the Huskies. Jesse Bailey might have been the guy. We'll take another look.
Boink, right off the
cage of his face
that time. And then he goes, uh-oh, this ain't gonna work.
There it is. And they call him for 15 on that one. I think he needs a prescription visor on that helmet, Gary, after the way he tried to field that kick. The depth perception was a little off.
Oh, boy.
And Binkley got his hand in there. So Colorado with some room to work now, trailing by a touchdown from the 21-yard line. Glendon Henry, single setback, but it's Detmer wanting to throw. Flags down. Oh, Detmer got hammered and got it to Henry. Out to the 42-yard line, but again, flags all over the field.
Ink Aliaga that time put one on Detmer, and Detmer's just going to keep getting up. This guy, he plays a ferocious quarterback. He's not as big as he thinks he is.
That's true.
That right now.
Offside call against the Huskies will be declined. Detmer, like his brother Ty, who used to seem like bleed through every fourth quarter he ever played. Here's the lick he takes at the end of this one.
Nothing needs to be said here. You want to play quarterback? Watch this one. Oh.
Wow.
Ink Aliaga goes about 230, and he was running a 4.6 right through Coy Detmer that time.
Did you notice Coy never took his eye off where that ball was going, though?
He's incredible, the ability he has to compete in the toughness he has. He is a sure bet NFL quarterback. I don't care how big he is. His brother showed you can play. Size means nothing for a Detmer.
There's his backup, John Hessler. First down.
The comeback kid.
At the 43-yard line, Colorado. Detmer stands in too long. Jerry Jensen blasts him this time. First sack of the night. Jensen, who moved from middle linebacker to the outside, took him a few games to get comfortable. Looked pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, and this was a great move. Coming from the right side of the screen, Jensen is going to get inside and just tosses away Melvin Thomas that time, the tackle. And Coy Detmer just held on that ball just a bit too long. And Washington's going to get you when you do that. It's going to be one of those guys that, Jensen really showed a lot, be willing to move that time for this football team moving outside.
That's right. Really unselfish. That's her 47th sack. That's best in the Pac-10.
Yeah, both teams move up at the same time when something like that happens.
Henry out to about the 39. Got a couple.
Yeah, you know, I think that handoff right there, you know, you say, why do you call a 2nd and 20 right up the middle? I think Coy Detmer needed a blow, tell you the truth. Back-to-back hits he took from the 2 linebackers. Detmer, he just needed to gather himself and just take a play off, because you could make a big turnover. And right now, Colorado says, hey, if we have to punt, we have to punt.
They need him more on the 3rd and 14 than they might have needed him there.
Again, now 3rd down calls will come from Rick Neuheisel, and we should say suggestions, because that's what Rick said. The calls are just suggestions.
He said Coy might change him 50% of the time as long as he makes the right change. Here's Detmer running for his life.
Oh, he's got
Roselong's got a man out there who waits on it and makes the catch. Shiverini somehow got free. Nobody back there to help. 39 yards on a 3rd and 14.
Now, how do you do that? Coy Detmer has just took 2 linebackers on and has just gotten beaten up. Now the rush comes from Jerry Jensen from one side. He dodges out of it. Chris Campbell from the other. Then he looks deep, and he takes another one from Jensen. But Shiverini gets the ball, and they move it with a huge play. That is a tough quarterback.
This one hung up there as long as a seagull by the shore, but
it didn't matter, really. He was so open. I think Nigel Burton that time just lost his man watching the linebackers hit on him.
First down, Colorado, trailing by a touchdown.
Is this fun?
So far, it's great.
Here they come again.
Gonna throw out for Carruth.
That's interference, isn't it?
Has to be. At the goal line.
It is. Called from the back judge. Mel Miller, the corner that time, says, I don't like the looks of this. I'm grabbing a hold and taking a 15-yard penalty. I think it's very difficult to play man-to-man coverage when you're off 10 yards. The NFL has found that just doesn't work. That's why so many corners move up and do bump and run. Because when you got a guy coming at you like Carruth running a 4.240, what are you going to do? This ball is just thrown to a spot to the outside of the field, and you'll see Miller. He'll says, uh-oh, I don't like it, and he overruns the play, and he grabbed him actually with his left hand.
It's a good penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that ball would have been caught, I think, by Carruth.
I do too. It hit him the way it was.
Yep.
So they walk off the penalty.
Oh, he had him by the face mask. If you're going to get him good, right?
That's right. Get all you can. It is 1st and goal, though, Colorado. 8:33 left in the half. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Adrian Karsten with you at Jack Murphy Stadium.
How about that 3rd down call by the head coach? I think that was more Coy, don't you think? Just running out of there and making that toss for the 1st down, and then they come back on 1st down and throw it again. And again, he says when he calls plays, they're just suggestions. So, Coy, you do what you want afterwards.
One of those times when creativity pays off.
Yes.
Rick Neuheisel said sometimes Coy tries to create when he doesn't have to. And at times that, his strength can be his weakness. So far, it's been his strength on this drive. Trying to create again. And does. Touchdown.
What a way to finish a career for Coy Detmer. Being able to go against a blitzing man-to-man defense, knowing you're going to be able to throw the ball around. You're going to take a few hits, yes, but you're going to be able to throw it and have a huge night. So far, he's right on track. He is ferocious as a quarterback. They were trying to pick outside that time. It did not work. And now,
creativity.
Throw it up, and the Chevy man just gets it. Gets his first 2 feet down. Little Chevy in the corner.
Right down the middle on the extra point to tie it up. 8:26. And the coach's reaction. Yeah, we'll take it. Touchdown. This time.
Remember, the last pass thrown by Brock Hewitt was a while ago, and it was intercepted for a touchdown.
Ryan Black made the tackle. He's the leading tackler on this team. Ryan Black from his safety position, a junior out of Phoenix, Arizona, only about 5'10" if he's lucky, and 190 pounds. He'll stick his nose in there, though.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that's half safety, half linebacker, coming up, being that 8th guy in the box, and he'll blitz from that spot, and he's just a walk-on, too. That's really hard to believe.
Second team all Big 12. Mike Reed checks in to give Dillon a breather. 2nd down and 9 for Washington. On a blitz, Heward, quick drop, and the slant incomplete. Intended for Pathan. And it will be 3rd down and long, which we haven't seen Washington be forced to be into too many times in this ball game.
Tried to get the slant the outside that time to Pathan, but I think they'd have been better off just throwing the hitch. You can see the matchup right here. Look at all the space. Just go down 5 yards and stop. It's a lot easier to complete a hitch than it is a slant. Just a bit off. The ball's thrown hard. It's a tough catch. I think they could have gimmies out there and really force Colorado to move up that coverage.
There's the 3rd down conversions on the night. And too much time taken in trying to decide what they wanted to do offensively. Jim Lambright will have a chance to talk things over with his quarterback. We've got a timeout with 6:37 remaining first half.
Offensive line in the right protection. So the offensive line coach and the quarterback are on the sideline making sure he sends the center and the lineman and the running back to the proper sides of where the pressure's coming.
3rd down and 9, Washington after the timeout. Here comes a blitz from Colorado. Heward completed it, but covered nicely by Rozga on the back end to knock Janoski down short of the first down.
Greg Jones that time came from one side, and Ryan Black, who we just talked about before, came from the other, and that's the pressure from the outside that A.J. Kristoff uses. You see, coming from the middle of the screen right there, there's Black. He runs right by the running back that time, and Heward could do nothing but just dump the ball off.
Punting situation coming up. Jeff Prince now to kick this time. Rozga, the man that made the hit, is back. Punt return formation.
Well, this is his best punt of the day.
Rozga waits on it, takes it from the 12, and gets about 6 out to the 18 with 5:48 remaining in the half. We're all tied at 21-21. Coming up Thursday, January 2nd. Get ready for the national championship game. You can check out an encore presentation of Florida State won the first meeting. Just how hard did the Seminoles really hit Danny Werfel? You can decide for yourself on ESPN2's rebroadcast of the game. It starts at 3 o'clock Eastern. And stay tuned afterwards for full pregame coverage on SportsCenter. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit are on hand at New Orleans for final analysis and previews right up to the game time of the Nokia Sugar Bowl. First down, Colorado, having tied it up on their last possession. They work from their own 18-yard line.
Colorado with 2 tight ends, a lot of boots off of this.
And Henry goes down, actually lost a yard. Bumped into his own man and also bumped into Lester Towns, the linebacker.
I think, Brad, both teams right now are feeling good and feeling bad at the same time. Colorado says, if we can only protect them, I know we can get guys open and throw the ball. Washington defensively saying, I know we can get to them, but if we don't, we pay real bad.
We can't cover. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword right now.
You bet, and nobody's going to back off.
Second down along 11 with 5:11 left, second quarter. Detmer steps up, going long, misread with his receiver though. Rae Carruth.
Carruth gave up on the route that time. He got plenty of space by Mel Miller, and they were trying to go deep, and Carruth didn't believe in it, and they're very fortunate that Miller wasn't a couple yards deeper.
That's right.
That used to get me very upset when I was throwing. We had a deep pass called. I expected my receiver to run the route out, and if he had to, knock the ball down.
Carruth has one long touchdown tonight.
Remember, when we saw the long touchdown pass, Coy is going to throw that ball before Carruth gets 18 yards deep, so he can't read anything on the outside. He's trying to keep the free safety in the middle of the field and throw the ball 5 yards from the line, from the outside, out of bounds line.
Colorado, no rushing game at all. They've done it all in the air. Here they come to the air again. Screen pass. Henry waited on it and then tripped. But he got a first down anyway. Slipped on his own, or he's mad about that. He might have been off to the races, but he did pick up yardage out to the 30-yard line.
Really interesting play this time on coming out of the play. Was a design kind of fake to the wide receiver, Rae Carruth, on one of those breakout screens. Washington bid on that, and they just slid the back out to the outside.
Dial it to first down, just outside the 30. 4:45 remaining in the half. This has been another Plymouth Holiday Bowl beauty here through 2 quarters. Detmer, deep sideline overshot kid as intended receiver. And Coy's got to pick himself off his backside again.
J.C. Chorick is the guy that's coming, and you got to handle him once in a while. This time, Detmer had time to throw, but Washington backed off into a zone. Left side of the screen, Andrew Welsh is going to be the guy that just pins Chorick and then puts his hands up.
And then Tuiaea is the guy that levels Detmer.
Well, someone's going to level him every time, but there's going to be no body punch that ever slows this guy down. I don't care if this goes 15 rounds or not. He's going to keep playing.
Quick slant, complete. Wow. Out to the 46-yard line. Chris Anderson's first catch of the night's good for a first down.
And is Chris Anderson, Alfo, happy to get a football? Because he had a tough game against Nebraska. It was quite a while ago now, and they come back to him on the slant, and the ball is in the air before Anderson even turns around and looks.
Ooh, was that right where it had to be, or what?
Right on the numbers, and that was halfway there before Anderson even turned around.
Out to the 47-yard line.
Again, wide receivers all over the field, but Washington only has 4 defensive backs in the game.
2 touchdowns and over 200 yards for Detmer in the first half. Coy throws over the middle, and what a catch by Shiverini. Shiverini has a touchdown catch tonight, but it wasn't as pretty as that one.
Watch Rae Carruth. I bet Rae Carruth comes over and says, nice job. I like that one.
Yeah, I can stay outside. You can stay in the slot all day. Here's Shiverini with a fingertip grab.
Yeah, Detmer threw this one hard in between the jumping guys. He caught the back end of the ball that time for a real nice play.
Shortest completion of the night. Only picked up 6 yards, but a pretty play nonetheless. Second down and 4. 3.5 to play in the quarter. Blitz coming from the corner.
Changing the suggested play that time also.
Yep. So much for that suggestion. So much for the change. Henry loses a yard. Fiala, the inside linebacker.
I know exactly what Coy is talking about on suggestions. It was a little bit different for me. I used to come after the bench after changing a play, and the coach would tell me, I suggest you call the play I run, or you can take a seat next to me. A little different suggestion,
right.
though, you know.
There are suggestion boxes, and then there are suggestion boxes.
Right.
Third down. There's what Coy's done on third down tonight. 3rd and 6. Slant to Carruth. First down to the 41.
Well, we thought Carruth was really going to be a pressure point in this football game. A guy that only caught 1 pass in the Cotton Bowl a year ago. They moved him outside. He's looking for a big game, and they really felt good about the matchup, and Carruth has come through.
One of the 3 finalists for the Bolitnikoff Award. They actually spotted this. It's still a first down, but they didn't give him the forward progress down to the 41, which was actually where he made the catch. They let it go back to just tucked inside the 43-yard line with 2:25 remaining in a tie ball game.
The short passing game is keeping Washington off balance with their blitzes.
They do have to back out of it again. Detmer, the out to Carruth. Got another catch. Mel Miller.
Was this fun to watch? This is like going to the park or the schoolyard and watching some guys play flag football.
Go down to the oak tree and hang a right.
That's exactly right. You know, they throw the slant one time, and now they come back and throw the out. I don't, you know, you can say all you want about a young corner. You know, he's a freshman, but he's experienced now because he's played a lot. He's still a freshman, and they love that senior-freshman matchup out to the outside, and you got a senior guy throwing strikes right now.
We've got a timeout taken by the Huskies to try to regroup. The Goodyear Blimp Eagle providing us with our aerial shots. Goodyear Blimps travel over 100,000 miles every year covering major sporting events. That's just like you and I.
We do it, don't we? If there's a blimp, it's a good game.
Yep, and this
tonight
is a good
we got a good game.
First down, Colorado. They've got their full complement of timeouts as well as they work at the Washington 28-yard line. 3 wideouts for Detmer. Detmer steps up, rifles it down to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, it was either intercepted or incomplete, one of the two, but I know the kid that time bobbled that ball. That was good protection that time by that Colorado offensive line. Adam Reed, Nioli, Kyle Smith pushed that pass rush around Detmer. That's the first time he had the ability to step into a throw all night tonight. Those short passes, when you complete them, really slows down that pass rush. It forces people to do different things.
Kyle Roberts comes in the nickel defense. The 11th play of the drive coming up for Colorado.
You can see the respect. Kyle Roberts, they don't play much nickel in Washington. He's kind of like the Buffalo nickel tonight.
Four wideouts. Detmer throws short. London Henry takes it out at about the 26-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
You know, talking to Rick about his passing game at Colorado, Coy Detmer threw for 400 yards in back-to-back games late in the season against Missouri and Iowa State. But then the last 2 games, Kansas State and Nebraska, very bad weather, where he couldn't really throw this type of a game plan. And we said, do you have to change? And he said, well, I don't know. They throw pretty well in Green Bay at the end of the year. So I don't think he's going to really shelve this passing game. I don't care what they do.
I don't think you've ever seen a staff probably more happy that the scheduled rain we were forecast for didn't arrive today. 3rd down and 8. Detmer. Shiverini, the intended receiver, but Jermaine Smith was right there with it.
And that time, good coverage in the secondary, but I thought he could have thrown the ball deep to a different guy and maybe made something go. I thought Phil Savoy was open on the post that time, and you know, all that pressure, you have to make quick decisions, and that time Coy made a quick decision to the wrong guy.
Jeremy Aldridge hasn't missed a field goal yet this year, as they have used 2 field goal kickers. There's his 4 for 4 numbers. Steve Razga to hold. This will be a 43-yard field goal attempt to try to break a 21 deadlock.
Wouldn't be surprised with anything here if that happens.
They will kick it. And it will make it.
Holy cow.
Not by much. Say, Nick's going to let me drive that baby.
Plenty of leg room, too, guys.
I knew that's where you were going with that one.
Jarzinka takes it across the 35. They had the prowler out here on the field before the game, and come on, Karsten.
That doesn't fit.
No, you can't get in there. You're too big. There you go. That looks good. That looks good on you.
And I'll tell you, that wouldn't look good on anybody, would it?
Boy, I tell you what. And that thing couldn't have gotten more shiny. We were looking at it before the game. Out at the 36-yard line.
Now, this is a time of the game for Washington. A 2-minute offense doesn't really fit in this type of a game for Washington. Maybe early in the year, but now they've kind of reverted back to a running game. A big mistake could hurt him there. I'd like to see him run out the half or at least cross the 50.
They're going to try draw play. Good call. That's what they're thinking. But Matt Russell's thinking Corey Dillon. Hit him for a yard loss. Russell, the Butkus Award winner, as engaging a personality and maybe a throwback type of guy. I love those kind of guys, and talking to Matt Russell's a treat in itself.
He really was, both those guys. I mean, how would you like to golf with Matt Russell? I mean, he gets a 4. You all right? You know, Matt, you took 10 shots. That's a 4.
That's a 4, and he's got number 4 right there. 2nd down, 11. Quick pass out to Coleman. Just across the 40-yard line with 1:09 on the clock running.
See, I think that hitch pass is there, and they could take advantage of it. The Colorado corners have been giving Washington plenty of space to the outside. You got a big, accurate quarterback who looks on his play chart and says, yeah, I like that hitch pass. Let's go back to that one.
Timeout taken by Colorado with 1:04.
I mean, if Washington picks it up, they're going to be with plenty of time left to kick a field goal. Should they stop them, you know, a punt's going to force them back to the 20-yard line.
There's the key right there.
Yeah, they still have a timeout.
Washington didn't have to take their timeout because Colorado stopped it.
So I thought that was a pretty big gamble. Not that the Buffs don't gamble a lot, but one of the first chances we've had a chance to second-guess our buddy Rick Neuheisen.
He's pretty sharp.
He can take it. He's a quarterback, you know.
That's right. Thick skin. 3rd down, a long 5. Here comes the blitz. There's the out. There's Pathan. First down, out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
See, those plays are there all day. They're about 11 to 12 yards deep, and they're either going to run the hitch or the quick out. Damon Wheeler is giving Pathan. He saw Pathan run that 100-yard kickoff return. He says, hey, that guy's quick. I'm moving back. It is a true freshman here.
3 catches for Pathan now, and of course one of the big plays of the game, the 86-yard touchdown.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Huskies.
At the 48-yard line.
48.
See, now you're in a position where you can throw the ball. A minute left with a timeout. You've got everything in your offense now.
You saw Matt Russell on the sideline. They've got the pass defense group in there on a first down for Washington. Quick drop, the quick out. Again, incomplete this time. Intended
is incomplete
for Sheehy. And that's the guy that started the season as a starting tailback for Washington, Garrett.
Yeah, Rashawn Sheehy, you know, hurt his foot a bit, opened up the door for Corey Dillon, and you don't want to open the door for Corey Dillon. I'll tell you that right now. When you look through the press guide about the Washington Husky football this year, they were expecting this guy to be the offense, 1,500 yards and do everything for him. You know, really hard to believe that a freshman quarterback and a guy that they didn't even have much written about, Corey Dillon, have led them to 9-win season.
Second down at 10. 56 seconds left in the half. Heward trying to throw the slant again, and boy, he had a lot on that. Maybe too much.
Maybe too much. Exactly right. There's sometimes that you can just be a little too sharp with that pass, and Pathon, by the time he turned around, that was like catching up with a Clemens fastball. You just can't get the head and the hands up there at the same time. Over the top, boom, right on the shoulder pad. Kind of handcuffed him right up there on that right shoulder pad. And
he knew he was going to take a hit from Wheeler, too.
Yeah, that ball was, again, halfway on the line, and it's a ball that should be caught, but it was moving.
Well, here's a key third down if Washington's to try to tie this thing up before halftime with maybe a field goal shot. They've got 3rd and 10. Sheehy again in there as an extra receiver. Heward pressured, hit from behind, and that one is incomplete, and he got nailed as he let go of it. It's going to be 4th down.
Pathon came across on a little sneak route that time, but Colorado sat in a deep zone. Rashidi Barnes made the play. Here's Pathon going across. They were trying to throw the ball deep, good coverage deep. So Heward has to come to the secondary man, and then boom, right at the end of it right there. And they force the punt with 48 seconds to go.
Let's see if they try to bring some heat. Jeff Prince, the punter.
Why not?
Prince, low snap. Oh, he just got rid of it.
Takes his time, doesn't he?
He hit it a mile in the air again. Rosga, fair catch, has to get out of the way.
Oh, was that a nice fake by Rosga?
48-yard kick. It made the end zone with 40 seconds remaining. Rosga with a big smile on his face.
Brendan Jones this time, number 13. He's watching it, and he goes, okay, Rosga's going to kill. Oh, right at the last second. Oop, I got ya. Into the end zone. That was nice.
For a wrap-up of this game and everything else going on in sports today and every day, you can check out ESPN. In a thrilling first half, 24-21 Colorado. Buffs from their own 20. Henry and a little delay. Got about 4 yards. And Gary, just seems like haven't played like Matt Dillon trying to clean up Dodge City in the first half.
Yeah, and as gifted an athlete as we've seen a running back in a long time, we've seen a lot of great ones in the Big Ten all year.
Folks, if you think there's fog coming into San Diego area, it's the smoke clearing from all the fireworks at halftime. And trust me, things will clear up a little bit. And we've got 2 quarters to clear up who's going to win the Plymouth Holiday Bowl. 24-21 as Coy Detmer will bring out the Buffalo's offense at about the 32-yard line.
The question is, can Coy Detmer keep producing? I mean, he has no running game to speak of. Washington has shut it down, but Detmer is beginning to look a lot like Jake Plummer to Washington right now. And we all know what Plummer did against this team in the opening game of the season.
Here we go, 3rd quarter. From the 32-yard line. Herschel Trotman back in the Colorado backfield. Detmer comes up, pump fakes one way, and throws deep the other. Overshot his intended receiver, Phil Savoy, and that was the first time thrown towards Savoy, who stopped also.
Absolutely. Phil Savoy gave up on the play. He has to keep running the ball because it's on the way. And hey, you may get interference, you may get a jump ball, anything can happen. And Coy Detmer's got to tell Savoy, hey, you want to run a deep out, run the thing out. Here it is. Keep going. I watch him break inside. He said, oh, I don't have it. I'm coming inside. And the ball, meanwhile, is thrown about 10 yards over his head. Jermaine Smith in good coverage on the outside.
2nd down at 10. Savoy takes his spot on the sideline. 2 tight end formation now for Colorado. And Detmer changing things up at the line of scrimmage. Comes up fire in the out. Overshot Kidd.
Yeah, but Chorick didn't overshoot Detmer on the play. Oh, and he taps Detmer and says, I respect you, man, but I got to come and get you. This guy is all intensity, and he is tenacious.
Led the Pac-10 in sacks with 14.5. Here he comes. Boom.
Oh, boy. Melvin Thomas trying to block that guy, but he just keeps coming the whole way.
So now it's 3rd and 10. Chorick will be pinning his ears back again, you can bet. Quick snap. Detmer throws to Troutman. He would have had to break a tackle to get a first down, and John Fiala wasn't going to let him.
You know, when we talked about Jerry Jensen moving outside, the guy he opened it up for was John Fiala. John Fiala, talking to the defensive coaches, Randy Hart, he said he was good enough to play. We had to find a spot for him, and his best position was inside linebacker.
He had 22 tackles in the season opener against Arizona State. And that tackle prevented a Colorado first down. They'll have to kick. 4th and 6. First 3 and out of the night for Colorado. Taking a long time to punt it. Both kickers have been that way. And the fair catch by Jarzinka. Good field position for Washington to start things here in the third quarter. Let's check back in with Adrian.
Well, Brad, while all the other festivities, we'll get to those in a moment, that were going on here at halftime, checked out the Colorado locker room. The guys over here on this side were not real happy defensively with the play of Matt Russell. Remember I said moments before kickoff, he was really going to have to make a difference stopping the run in this game? Well, they don't think he did a very good job of that because he's so concerned about Washington and their passing ability. So he's out of position. Watch for him to really try and focus on stopping the run. Oh, by the way, to the victor belongs the spoils.
You look
I have
marvelous.
lettered and run on Ralphie. Got a different cologne this year, guys.
I bet she does, as a matter of fact. Dylan trips on his own. Kind of did a little natural field turf toe thing, brought himself down. Mau was there to make sure he wasn't going anywhere.
Adrian's in much better shape this year, though. See how he's recovered real quick
Well,
now.
see, Ralphie has lost a year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Mau, who's in on that play, is going to limp off.
We talked to A.J. Kristoff. He said Mau had become a better player this year because he's in shape, frankly.
Yep.
And he's able to play harder, longer in the football game.
2nd down and 9. Dillon empties the Washington backfield as Heward will come up throwing. Out, Paython makes the catch and goes down at the 40. They're still short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 3rd and 3, though, is a down that Washington will run the football on. Jim Lambright says, you know, we will run the ball all the way up to 3rd and 7. We don't care if it's 3rd and 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We may still dial the run, and so they got it back in that situation.
And you and I looked at each other as if to think of Wisconsin's Copper Bowl. They're running 3rd and 10 with Dane.
Really interesting. Both backs, Dane and Dillon, emerged as late starters and really changed their team.
3rd down, a long 2. They will run. Dillon on a counter, going nowhere.
Not very far.
There's a new sheriff in the backfield.
Matt Russell came in the back door that time. Bob Sapp was pulling and trying to kick out. But this time, Matt Russell read coming downfield. Watch him read this. Right in front of him, Sapp will pull, and then he'll go right behind Sapp. Benji Olsen couldn't get him, and right into number 4. 16 over 4.
Ahead of steam finally, and that's the best game he's had tonight, even though it is not on the ground. It's almost like a running play. Fiala made the tackle. Herschel Troutman over 800 yards on the ground this year. You saw us show you Rashaan Salam earlier. He is not anywhere near that kind of back size-wise or anything, more like Eric Bieniemy was.
The reason he plays, when you're talking to the Colorado people, is he does everything well. Maybe not great at everything, but everything well. Catches, blocks, and runs.
2nd down, a long 1 for Colorado. Here comes a blitz, and they didn't get it. Nice stop inside. Chris Campbell, number 35, is there.
Really interesting. Both coaches, A.J. Kristoff and Randy Hart, both defensive coaches have the same philosophy to defense. They say modern-day offenses are just too good. With the ability to now hold, run pick passes, the only way to stop an offense is to get negative plays. You have to force things to happen in the backfield. That's why you see both teams coming at you and playing a lot of man-to-man coverage.
First big play of the 3rd quarter. 3rd down a yard, Colorado. Detmer will give it off to Troutman, and he weaves his way for a first down exactly at the midfield stripe.
That was a nice read that time by Troutman.
John Fiala made the tackle.
Chris Naioli that time kicked out on that play, and Naioli is the All-American number 65. He is right there. He's going to kick out of the play, and Herschel Troutman is going to run right behind him. Each team has an All-American linebacker and All-American guard. Nice combination.
Sure is. Naioli, a senior who's an All-American. On the other side, Benji Olsen, a sophomore, first-team All-American. Man, first down from midfield. Detmer wanted to throw long. Now throws short to Troutman, and he dropped it. Carruth is the man that Detmer wanted.
We talked to Rick about Coy Detmer. I don't know if I can get this one out without stopping to laugh. But he said, I go, is he ready to play pro football? And I said, everything. He said, you should have run that one. He goes, everything he does is ready for pro. He says, I just don't think he can be so bold in the pro game because those guys will break him in half. But I don't know if they can coach that out of him, but they might have to.
Like breaking a stallion, huh?
Yep. Oh, what?
Throw complete. Savoy's got a first down. I thought Chorick was offside, but we'll wait and see.
I don't know. I think there was a flinch on the line of scrimmage that time at the end. Either a Melvin Thomas or Andrew Wells jumped on the play, but I thought Detmer almost dropped the snap, and then he completes the ball. That was strange looking, and then he throws it right on the money.
It was offside. Chorick.
Gee, you are hot. I tell you,
he is too.
He is really bad. I thought Welch moved that time on the end of the line of scrimmage, number 74. Look at him lean back. That is a penalty. They should have called that, and Chorick is correct, and so am I, my friend.
But the penalty goes with Art Massey, our referee. Chorick is one intense individual. I had a chance to meet his uncle and his mom the other day at the hotel. His mom was all smiles about this guy.
Don't get that Croatian mad.
Oh, he'll be coming now, I'll tell you that much. First down. Troutman got a little crease on the right side and inside the 30 to the 29.
Well, you can see at halftime, Colorado looked at the stats and say, we are going to have to help Coy Detmer. We have to get him some, really make these linebackers respect something besides kind of drawing a bead and putting that laser beam right in between the 1 and the 4, and now they're going to have to tackle somebody else, and I think that's a good adjustment at halftime.
Detmer, the chin strap unsnapped, the T-shirt hanging out, and second down and 5, trying to add to his team's 3-point lead, 24-21.
Couldn't get on a golf course dressed like that, but he can get on a football field.
Here they come. He throws short, over the middle, complete, and short of the first down, however.
The
Chiaverini
took that one right in the levee. The Chevy in the levee that time. Right behind Parrish and Burton. Herschel Troutman, we talked about running the ball effectively and why he plays. It's because he can pick up the blitz. This time he picks up Jensen, the loud man on the line of scrimmage, and gives his quarterback enough time to throw that ball. That's a good job by Herschel Troutman.
And Chiaverini, how about him? 5 catches tonight. He had 7 all year.
Yeah, well, bowl games. Get him ready for next year. He's just a sophomore.
That option gets blown up again and a fumble.
I think they got to put the option in the icebox.
Yep.
That's enough of that one.
Reed covered it at least. So
Nigel Burton, the transfer from Pacific. I said that right, Pacific. Nigel Burton came to this football team because Jim Lambrand in the defense was looking for corners, and they found this guy. Burton said, hey, I can play. I might not be big, but I can play, and he came here and showed them that he is right. Blown up by Jensen coming from the outside, and then Burton strips him from behind.
I think Colorado's in Neverland here. Maybe, well, there's a penalty. Wait a minute. Offside against the Huskies. That changes the complexion immensely. I thought
huge offside penalties in this drive.
Right.
Offside! Defense! 5 yards! First down!
See, I like the whack way of doing it. I'd say you got to call out the guy who did it. You just can't say defense. There's 11 guys out there. That's what Jim Lambert said. Who are you doing? Just don't, give me a number. And they couldn't give him a number, and that's why he's upset.
Little fire in the eyes of Coach Lambright. In the red zone is Colorado. First down just inside the 20. Detmer wants more. To the end zone he goes. Carruth had it knocked away by Jermaine Smith.
Colorado that time used a new formation, an unbalanced line, and tried to get Washington a little bit caught up in something they hadn't seen before. They brought Savoy around in motion and ran him on a swinging up, and then brought Carruth right into the post. And that was very, very close. This ball is thrown, and I thought it was going to be caught. It hung just a second, and watch Jermaine Smith come in and just put his right hand in there enough and cause the drop pass.
Good play by everybody.
Yeah, that ball was slightly behind. It wasn't thrown quite with enough steam, and really that was why the play was made, as Coy Detmer says, got the wrong play and not enough time to change it.
They don't want to blow it up.
Colorado here 3rd and long as Right at this time. Oh, Welsh is down.
So they'll come out to have a look at the 285-pound junior, another California product, the Colorado team.
Let's take a look again at that play coming off the slot. Rae Carruth has Ink Aliaga. There's Aliaga right there. He is going to blitz, and then Carruth should look for the ball. It will be delivered. Look, the guy leaves. There's nobody there. There's the opening. That's where the ball is being thrown by Detmer, and Carruth, boink, right on the shoulder.
Wow.
That was a misread. Tony Parrish says, good thing you didn't catch it.
That's what you call getting ear hole. That spiraled him right in the head. 8 balls they've thrown to him.
Perfect read, and he's 3 catches for the night. Now 3rd and 10 for Colorado. They're 50% in this football game. In this game, 50% conversions. And since 1989, Colorado is 34-0-1 when they're 50% or more in games.
They're right on the 50% for the night. 3rd and 10. Detmer has some time. End zone. Overshot Carruth this time. He had a couple steps back there.
Yeah. Mac Tuiaea was in on him that time, and it really forced that throw as they were trying again to pick to the outside of the play. Carruth was getting the pick, and then nothing was there.
So 8:12 left 3rd, and they're going to have to try a field goal.
Carruth made the big mistake on that play and stopped the drive, and they were very fortunate to get that far. 2 third-down conversions with penalties.
Aldridge has already hit tonight from 43. This will be a 36-yarder. He's 5 for 5 on the year. Trying to add to the Colorado lead. Bad snap, well handled, and he got it. That was not a good snap. It was a great hold by Rosga to get it down, and Aldridge did the rest. 8:08 remaining in the quarter. And Colorado leads by 6. True. Kind of changed the complexion of this game with his 31-yard interception return for a touchdown. That and the long pass earlier from Detmer to Carruth erased a 14-0 Washington lead. Now it's 27-21 Colorado. Coleman 5 yards deep, won't bring it out. And the Huskies, trailing by 6, will work from their own 20-yard line. Coming up tomorrow on ESPN2, ring in the new year with NASCAR all day long. Starts New Year's Eve at midnight Eastern with a NASCAR marathon. All the NASCAR races of the season back to back to back. Driving you right into 97. Remember, when it comes to auto racing, too much is never enough. If you want a NASCAR marathon and all the Jerry Punch you can stand, the Deuce is the place for you. There's the Prowler.
Can you fit your golf clubs in that thing?
I don't care. I would give up the game to drive that baby. From the 20. Corey Dillon's been kind of quiet since the first quarter. They play fake it to him. Heward comes up firing. Nobody home out there. Payton's the closest guy.
Had enough pressure in his face where Heward had to get rid of that ball. That fake did not fool anyone that time.
That was Greg Jones with a little pressure. Let's check in with Adrian.
Guys, Colorado defensively, keep an eye on their outside linebackers now. Just on that previous play, what they're trying to do is go through some stumps, some twists to get inside, hopefully get a mismatch blocking-wise from the offensive backs in the Washington backfield. They figure they're really hot after a turnover here. If they can get more pressure on the quarterback, they'll get it turned over, get back in scoring position.
They've got a 3 tight end group in there right now. One of them acting like an H-back trying to lead the way for Dillon, but he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe eke a yard out of there.
Right now, Colorado's defense has also moved up that time. Ryan Black was lined up just like a linebacker, 4 or 5 yards. Steve Rosga was about 6 or 8 yards from the line of scrimmage. And when we were talking to Scott Linneman, he said, Benji Olsen sometimes has to tell Brock Heward, hey, if I could see the feet of the safety,
they're close.
They're too close. We got to throw the ball.
The heck with that 8 and 9 in the box. If I can see his feet, the box is really close.
Right, there he is in his stance right there. Can he see his feet? Rosga's feet? Rosga's at the top.
Play action on 3rd and 9. Want to throw back a screen. They blow that up. It's to the tight end, Cleveland. And All over it is Aaron Marshall.
They were in man coverage that time, and everybody played their assignment, and there was no one to throw the ball to, and Rae Carruth would be better off just throwing that baby away on that one.
They lost yardage, and it's 4th down and about 14.
That's 2 straight 3-and-outs for this Colorado defense, and A.J. told us yesterday, I said, what will be the biggest surprise Washington has when they see this Colorado defense? He said, I don't think they can really imagine how fast and how good we run.
Yep. Prince inside his own 5 to kick. Rosga's back waiting on it near midfield.
Oh, that was his best of the day.
Rosga's got a back pedal. Steve will take it at the 35 and come the other way. Rosga got about 12 on the return. Nifty return of a 49-yard punt. Steve Rosga, who we talked to yesterday, the trip to SeaWorld for him was a wet one, basically.
Did he get wet?
Yeah, a little bit. Ew. Everybody got wet yesterday. Rosga said, you know, if they slap the ground and Shamu's coming after you, that means you're going to get wet. Well, they've had a great time here. He's had a good football game. That hold he had on the last field goal really helped him get 3 more points.
Yeah, I don't know if he was a baseball player or not, but I think he could play shortstop.
All-State in high school at St. Paul.
You read all that stuff, don't you?
2 times. All-State basketball guard, too. What a family of players, too, huh?
Yeah. Brother played at Minnesota, and his other brother's at Wisconsin now.
Detmer throws, and Carruth's got it. Deep out, down to the 32-yard line. Nigel Burton made the tackle, but it's 18 yards on the pickup.
You talk to the Washington people. Randy Hart said if Ty Detmer can go back into the pocket and tap the ball, we're in trouble. This time, look at the protection. Had time to tap the ball. There's the tap. There's the completion.
This is the 4th catch for Carruth for 115 yards.
Look at the guts you have to have. You have to have the guts of a burglar to be able to throw the ball over those zones like that.
At the 32, play action. Detmer steps around the rush, completes it out to Chiaverini. Inside the 20 for Darren Chiaverini, having a whale of a game.
Nigel Burton that time thought, I'm going to make the big play. I've got him. I've got him right in the sights, right between the 1 to 4. And all Coy did was give a little dance step around. Here comes Burton. He reads the bootleg. I got him. I got him. Holy cow, this guy is elusive, and he knows where everybody is on the field. Chiaverini now does a little whoop, whoop, whoop. One more time for a big play.
His uncle, Tony, once fought Sugar Ray Leonard for the middleweight crown. He lost in 7, but hey, that's something you can talk about. He can talk about the night he's had. He's going to have a season the way things are going.
Here comes Burton again.
To the corner to Carruth. Ran out of real estate.
This time Herschel got a little bit caught up inside. Troutman did not see Burton coming off the corner. Didn't get his eyes out there quick enough. Burton runs around him, and Coy had to throw the ball maybe a little bit wider and higher than he thought.
Yep.
Made the play.
Sort of see the adjustment and his follow-through, and it never got there.
Mel Miller is saying, you know, the corner right there, geez, this is not much fun. I mean,
hey, I'm from California. Give me a break.
Right, SeaWorld was fun. The parade was fun. Out at the aircraft parade, this is no fun.
Here's a blitz on Detmer. Across the middle, almost intercepted by Tony Parrish.
Tony Parrish was the rover a year ago, but he's moved back as Burton has moved in this game. And that time he knew where the ball was going, and he almost took it full speed. Ball's trying to be thrown as a back pedal throw to Chiaverini. There it is. Oh, and Chiaverini did a nice job of breaking that one up.
Washington lost the guy playing that spot last year, Lawyer Malloy, early to the NFL, and they said, can we fill that spot? Well, first team all Pac-10 for number 7 filled it pretty well.
And they just moved a few guys around. Malloy went for New England Patriots.
3rd down and 10. Chorick trying to put some heat, but they'll swing it out quickly to Troutman, and he goes down for a loss.
Boy, these guys are defensive ends, Chris Campbell and outside linebackers, and they all look the same. They all look like they're just guys that draw their gun sights on these running backs and they're all good tacklers.
That kid really came on at the second half of the year, Campbell, and he's had an excellent Holiday Bowl tonight. Aldridge 2 for 2. Last time the snap was a little wide, and Rosga did a great job to get it down for him to hit his second field goal. He'll try to make it 30-21. He's hit from 36 and 43 and now from 38. This one's going left. He missed it. The perfect year goes by the boards. He was 6 for 6 before that one.
I think that's a stop that the Washington defense is really proud of right now. They really caught up. Both defenses are playing well in the second half. Nigel Burton came around the corner. I don't think he got his hand on him, but he did get his head on the leg.
Rosga had to scramble for that one a little bit too.
Right on the follow through right there. He caught the leg of Aldrich, and they're very fortunate that wasn't called.
Well, a break for Washington. A missed field goal gives them the ball back. They trail by only 6, 27-21.
You said it. They have not been able to get Corey Dillon on track since the first quarter.
He owned the first quarter. Here comes a blitz. Dillon ran smack dab into Matt Russell. Got 4 or 5, though, as he took the pile his direction.
Yeah, that time coming off the edge, Mike Phillips, the outside backer, was giving Dillon no choice but to keep it up inside, and they just had to do it. Left side, right side of your screen, right out here, is going to be the guy that forces Dillon to come inside, and there's Russell. As you see, Benji Olsen try to get to him. Kreutz couldn't get to him, and Russell makes the tackle.
Mike Phillips.
Still got 5 yards, though, didn't they?
That's right. Second down at 5. Heward.
There's the plays that I like that this team can do, even though that's a good tackle to the outside.
Gerald Harris made the catch, and a hit by Damon Wheeler.
Damon Wheeler is a guy with a tremendous amount of talent out there. One of the fastest players on this football team, and has really come on for this team starting in this game.
Another California kid out of Sacramento. He trots out right now.
Yeah, they got their short yardage defense in right now, almost a goal line defense. Remember last time in a situation, they gave the ball to Dillon right up the gut.
Don't you bet Matt Russell will be involved on the tackle on this play?
Right up to Dillon up the gut. He's going to, I think, get it.
But I think Dillon got the first down.
Yep. That was a big first down for Washington should they get it. They went 2 straight 3 and outs, and their defense is, that's our first down of the second half, and they needed to do that. It's been all Colorado.
And Russell was in on the stop.
Really think the game plan, Scott Linehan has said, let's spread them back out and go back to what we did at the beginning of the game. Linehan on the left, Randy Hart, the defensive coordinator, on the right. Let's spread this defense back out and try to run Dillon.
2:50 left, third quarter. 27-21 Colorado. Washington trying to get back in it. Nice play fake by Heward. Wants it all. Deep ball. Payton's there. He's got it.
They didn't fool anybody with this play fake. Simmons and Rosga were both there on the play, but Brad, like I said, some people, and Brock Heward has that ability, some guys can just throw the ball and complete the ball. They just know how far to throw it. Heward steps up, nice and big, he's got a lane to throw it, and look where he puts it. Right there, Payton makes the nice catch. And, you know, he's like a guy, you ever play golf with a guy who putts the ball? He can be 100 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet, he'll roll it right up there next to the cup. That's how Brock Heward throws the ball. He's always on target.
That was a beautiful pass to the 22-yard line. First down, Huskies. Dillon. And now Dillon with a head of steam. Following that interior line group of his, goes for about 8 more. Rosga finally dragged him down from the secondary. And the Husky fans are back in it.
Yeah, this is the best interior 3 I've seen in quite a few years. Kreutz, Sapp, and Olsen. And then they get a lot of push. And then you've got a running back in Corey Dillon who believes in him and says, I'm willing to make what he calls 4 ugly yards. And when you're willing to make 4 ugly yards, sometimes you make 8 and 9 ugly yards. And that was beautiful to Jim Lambright.
Second down, a yard. He got 9. Again, the 2 tight end set. They run the counter to Dillon, and Dillon's got a first down. It's first and goal, or very close to it. He's right at the 10-yard line. Check in with Adrian.
There's another thought on that offensive line for Washington. They've been so banged up this year, and they've had to rotate positions, 6, 7 different combinations over about 11 or 12 games all night long. Those three guys right in the middle from center and 2 guards have communicated so well. Run blocking, pass blocking. They see the whole field. They're very intelligent guys, and they communicate so well.
Well, communication is good by Olin Kreutz, right?
He makes all the calls, even out to the tackles.
That's incredible when we heard that. He's helping his tackles on calls.
Dillon racked up after about a yard gain. Greg Jones got first contact. Mike Phillips helped him out.
Brad, you know, Adrian talked about the injuries and some shuffling around. Well, Lynn Johnson, the right tackle, number 57, that might have been the key move for this Washington team. He broke his hand, couldn't snap the ball. Kreutz goes in at center, and then Lynn Johnson comes back and moves out of tackle. They solved 2 positions, and they found a great center in Kreutz.
And Johnson ended up playing 3 different positions, including that starting tackle spot now. Second down. Ball at the 9.
This is a passing down because it's almost goal to go, as you call it.
Quickly, they go out in the flat intended for Janoski, and it's incomplete. Heward's upset with himself that he got too much on that and threw it too wide.
Tried to throw it too perfect. You know, tried to make the perfect throw and let Janoski catch that ball on the run when he needed to just complete it. And now they're in at 3rd and 10 or 12-yard situation. And in this situation, A.J. Kristoff is worried about the quarterback draw from Heward. He said this guy is a runner, and he's willing to run.
3rd down and 9. And
Colorado took a timeout. He had the wrong package of players in there, only 10 of them, and he had to change it up.
Coaches will talk about it, so will the players. We'll take a break with 39 seconds remaining. 3rd quarter. It's 27-21, Colorado.
Hey, Mr. B, I'm Denise's friend Ted. Oh, sorry about the truck.
You should go to Midas.
That's a very good idea.
They'll fix it right now.
Well, I'm kind of busy. Of course, things change.
At Midas, we'll find your exhaust problem, explain your options so you'll know what to do. It's the Midas way, a better system for you and your car.
I love this place, Ned.
It's Ted.
Whatever.
Midas, auto systems experts.
Corbel, for people who know champagne.
Before a man goes to war, he prepares both his body and his mind. He thinks of the past, but he remembers the future, and that he must face his fears if he is to live his dreams.
Are having a good time, so are we. It's 27-21 with 39 seconds left. And can they get a first down? Well, if you can fit a football in between that pylon and the yard marker, maybe. And Pat McGrath, our ace statistician, says that he's argued with the powers that be up here, and we'll call it 3rd down and 9. 9.5 for a touchdown. 3 wideouts. Now they spread out. Janoski comes over in a slot right. And now he's in motion the other way. Heward, there's the quarterback draw Gary talked about, and Colorado is ready for it.
Yeah, they watched film also. Nick Ziegler that time came around the back, and I think Washington would have liked to have called that play closer to the goal line, 10 yards. You could see when Janoski went in motion. Colorado didn't follow him. It was going to be zone defense, so everybody was looking at Heward. It just didn't work, but they'll take the field goal.
With the drop, it ends up being about a 13-yard run. You got a long way to go when you drop back that far.
Yeah, you're right. But I don't think they wanted an interception. They wanted to put 3 points on the board, at least take a shot at 3 points.
Heward will hold.
Yeah, when your percentage is 50%, you're not feeling real good about this.
Randy Jones had it blocked. It looked like Phillips got it.
Mike Phillips is the guy that got in there, and maybe that's why they're 50%. They look like they take their time on the field goal game also. Great stop by the Buff defense as Washington gets nothing out of it as we head into the fourth quarter.
The last play of the third looked like this. Mike Phillips slicing through, putting a hand out, hit him right in the elbow.
He didn't even jump. You're exactly right. That was just a low kick, and it hit Phillips right in the elbow. And that was a bad kick and bad protection and everything in between.
Art Massey will run it down the other way. Phillips a happy camper as he's preserved the 6-point lead for Colorado as we'll head to the fourth when we come back.
It's the end of the year, and there's something special coming. It's the special delivery sale from the clever idea people in Plymouth. Right now, get Plymouth Voyager Plus with air conditioning and 7-passenger seating at no extra charge. All for this low price. Lease Plymouth Breeze with 0 down for $249 a month. Just $499 due at signing. Or buy the fun-loving Plymouth Neon Espresso for this great price. So be clever and get your presents early during the Plymouth Special Delivery Sale. Only at your Plymouth dealer.
It's country driving. It's fancy coat and tie. Ooh, it's the football team, your beauty queen. It's why we're right nearby.
Call today. For just $18.95 a day, you can rent a Dodge Neon or similar compact car from Thrifty.
Best of all, it's Thrifty. Coming through like we knew we would.
This is my idea of a challenge. So when I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice, that's what I thought I was getting into. What I got was a sure thing. High endurance deodorant. It evaporates less quickly than the leading stick. It also lasts longer and protects better. Old Spice even guarantees it. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. So if you're looking for a real challenge, the sky's the limit. If you're looking for the best deodorant, try high endurance from Old Spice. Because now you've got proof. And a guarantee.
If two people really love each other, then nothing can keep them apart.
It's another time, and another has been chosen. Coming to pay-per-view. Believe in the power of another.
What happens to me when I'm finished?
You go back.
And what if I don't want to go back?
The Crow, City of Angels, coming to pay-per-view, rated R, restricted.
My sister did without for years to make this business work. Some morning she'd wake up, her back felt ready for a wrecking ball. She'd take 2 Tylenol, but hours later, pain had come back. She'd have to take more. She couldn't take it any longer. So her doctor said try a leave.
I can take just 2 Aleve all day. With Tylenol, I was taking up to 8.
So she tried a leave. Keeps her pain away up to 12 hours.
It's meant a great deal to her. Who did your hair?
Aleve. All day strong, all day long.
A redshirt freshman quarterback huddling a whole team.
Yeah, and that is really impressive when you got the freshmen in there telling all the seniors and everybody that we need a touchdown. We're into the fourth quarter. We've done it before. This guy came in his first game against Arizona State, down 21 points and tied that football game with 3 touchdowns against Arizona State in Temple.
And Arizona State won it on the last-second field goal and went on to an undefeated regular season. Here's Herschel Troutman. Troutman goes for about 4 out to the 19-yard line. And we are in the fourth quarter. And, Gary, you wonder, in this game, if it's going to be a situation of who's got the ball last or maybe who's got the most depth.
Well, that's a good point. And you have to think about that Washington, again, coming off probation, they do not have as many scholarship players. When you consider players they're redshirting, they're probably in the high 50s or low 60s, and they probably don't have as many players. And I'll bet the punter and the kicker, I think they really were counting them. Only 5 seniors are on scholarship.
Tight end with a catch on 2nd and 6. Good for a first down, and it's Matt Lepsis.
That was a hot receiver again. Lepsis turns around like we talked about Carruth. And there you see Detmer says, you do it a lot better than Rae did on the other one. Give me somebody to throw to. Lepsis says, you know, it's easy to do when you can't run. You just turn around. Guy's coming from the outside. Number 40, Jensen is coming. Inside, Aliaga comes. So, hey, I turn around, catch the ball, make a first down.
And Lepsis has the Detmer look going with a T-shirt. It's going to become a fad.
Oh, yeah. In Colorado now, they're going to be throwing penalties about every high school kid that ever played.
First down. Coy throws it out too far in front of Rae Carruth. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. You know, when you talked about that decrease in scholarships due to probation, think of the job that Jim Lambright has done. He said, you know, when you're hit in the mouth and things are really going tough, you find out what you're made of. And he has certainly kept this Washington program
together. When Don James left, Jim Lambright, who's been at Washington, but as you said, forever, just took this program, and it has not skipped a beat. I think that might be the best 3-year coaching job in college football, and really nobody knows about it. Really have to respect what a lot of people thought was a lifetime assistant, and he's proven he could be a head football coach.
Some people thought that was going to be an interception as Fiala put the hit on Chris Anderson. The ball came loose. It was almost picked off.
Well, Jim Lambright, I'll tell you how long he's been there. I played against him when I was at Purdue. He was a coach at Washington. Back in 1970, 71, 72. We faced a guy named Sonny Sixkiller. Lambright was the defensive coach, and Sixkiller got his picture on Sports Illustrated.
That's right.
I guess you figure out who won.
Yeah, we saw Sonny last night. One of the most memorable names and players, definitely in Washington history and college football history. Detmer throws out. Shiverini shivers down the sideline. First down at the 38-yard line.
Same thing that Lepis did the play before Shiverini does his assignment. 2 guys come from the outside. There's Burton right there. When he comes, I say, hey, I'm just going to come right out here. The quarterback sees it and throw the ball to the outside. Easy pitch and catch because the quarterback and the receiver both know that Tony Parrish, way over here who has coverage, was trying to disguise it. Look at all the space he had to make up.
Shiverini, 7 catches in the regular season, 7 catches in the Plymouth Holiday Bowl for 94 yards. Oh, man. Out of Corona, California.
No, not the option.
Get rid of the option.
Well, we got a different guy in here running it this time, don't we? Yeah.
Ayub Abdul-Rahman was running it and running it nowhere.
Didn't work any better, did it? What happened is Detmer lined up as a wide receiver, lined up at slash, to use a slash on this one. Now let's see if he blocks. He's not going to run the fade.
And Miller runs him out of bounds and into the Washington bench.
And he's lucky he didn't get called on that play.
I'd put Rahman back on the sideline. I'd put number 14 back at quarterback. Well, no offense to Ayub Abdul-Rahman, but those plays haven't been happening tonight. Detmer steps up. These kind of plays have been happening tonight. Carruth loose in the secondary. Down to the 34-yard line. 28 more yards, Detmer to Carruth.
I hate to keep talking about Troy Detmer, but he has an unbelievable feel for a pass rush and knowing where to go in the pocket. He has Joe Montana-like feel in the pocket. And I saw him as a freshman and predicted he could play like Joe Montana. This time, Carruth goes downfield, but what happened was Coy bought the time, and the ball was there when he turned around. He can't do it any better than that. And there he is. He's running up in the pocket. Jensen was chasing him. Aliaga was chasing him, but when they came around the back end, there was room up in the middle, and that's where Coy went.
Nice throw on the run.
Yep.
There's Carruth's numbers, including a long touchdown catch of 76 yards. Penalty marker down.
Yeah, Colorado is going to get an illegal substitution that time. 12 men in the huddle.
Rick Neuheisel will argue the case and lose the argument, I'm sure.
Well, he's a lawyer. I don't know about that now. See, there's Rick. Rick fancies himself the Johnny Cochran of coaching right now, but he loses this one.
Rick Neuheisel as a quarterback played pretty well one day against Washington. I can tell you that much. Back in 1983, October 29th, 25 of 27, an NCAA record, 93% completion in a win over the Huskies, 27-24. Now he's coaching Colorado against the Huskies, his team in front. Play fake by Detmer, home run ball, Carruth, bumped.
Tony Parrish made a big mistake that time, the free safety. If he would have just turned around and not panicked, he could have caught that ball. Detmer threw it real early, and Parrish's lack of experience at free safety showed on that play. He did not find the ball, and he just turned around and nailed Carruth. It was good coverage. They didn't fool anybody. Tony Parrish is in the middle of the screen right here. He's backing up as they run the reverse pass right here. Now watch when this ball is thrown real early. Parrish is there in plenty of time. If he'd have just turned around and looked for the ball instead of hitting the receiver, he would have had a chance to intercept that play instead of taking a 15-yard penalty.
And a first down, Colorado at the 24-yard line of Washington.
He just panicked. He couldn't find the ball, and he panicked.
High anxiety play right there. And now Colorado's got a first down on their fullback. Darren Fisk takes it for about 4. Wrapped up on the play by Burton and Aliaga. Time winding down at 12:15, and if Colorado scores, you can bet it'll become a factor.
Really have to respect this Colorado football team, because I can tell you, Washington is a better football team now than they were when they faced Arizona State in the first game of the football season. And Colorado is showing that they're the real deal. They lost to Michigan in a very emotional game early in the year. And then the weather, I think, played a big part in a very winnable game against Nebraska.
As I said earlier, they were 12 points away from being undefeated. Here's Fisk, the fullback again. How about that? He didn't carry it much. He carries it down short of the first down. Burton and Aliaga again. And there's the Detmer family. How proud must they be, huh? And Coy Jr. is taking a snooze right now.
Of course, Dad is a football coach out of Texas, and he's had a couple good quarterbacks. I bet he's got a good record in Texas football, huh?
Yes, he does. Loves his ranch and his cattle and his 2 sons throwing the ball around. That was Coy's wife, Katie, with the little guy who's not watching the old man right now. 3rd down and 3. Fisk again. Might have gotten a first down. Awfully close, maybe close enough to measure. Aliaga and Fiala in on the stop. And under 11 minutes, Gary, if Colorado gets any kind of score, including a field goal, would take 2 Washington scores to win. Let's see if they're going to bring the sticks out. They will as we go down to Adrian.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a lot of miles logged here for the Detmer family. Sonny, got to ask a question. Watching Coy play his last college football game, it's got to be a great feeling for you as he's passed for over 300 yards already.
Oh, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and he's had a really good career up there at Colorado. Good place to go to school.
Eddie, you've just come from the San Francisco-Philadelphia Eagle game. What do you hear about Ty's condition?
It's just been too exciting. I can't talk anymore.
Perfectly all right. We'll let Coy's wife, Katie, talk after this play, Brad.
All right. It is 4th down on a huge play. You saw the length. Not even the length of the football. They loaded up with Carruth, the only wideout. Fisk and Lyndon Henry in the backfield. Detmer trying to do it himself. Did he get it? Looks like he got enough push to pick up the first.
Usually when you're not pushed back, they give you the benefit of the doubt. Everybody's right-footed. In this situation, you're going to get a good big mark, I think, from the officials and get it. Went over Chris Nioli that time, their All-American guard.
Still no official signal from the referees, and they're going to take a look at it again. Bring out the sticks again.
Sure does appear that the Washington blitzing linebackers have had a long night in this football game. They got to come time after time, and they know they probably have to get there in less than 3 seconds or Detmer's going to burn them.
First down. Coy Detmer got it by the length of the football. A happy wife's with Adrian Karsten.
Katie, let me ask a question. Does Coy think he might go higher in the draft because Ty has done so well and kept it all inside the family?
We don't talk about the draft.
How about you? Let me ask you, what do you think about your dad going to the draft? Well, no comment. There you have it.
He's not going to talk about it either. The whole family won't talk about it. But I can tell you that Ty has helped Coy and Jake Plummer and all smaller-sized quarterbacks.
Option, and it's blown up again, but they did get the pitch this time. Coy got rattled by Dave Ritchie.
Yeah, Dave Ritchie coming from behind, and that was almost a disaster.
I tell you who probably would have talked about it, his mom, but her voice is gone.
That's right. She's the only one. If I told you anything, I'd have to kill you. That's what they said. Coming around from the outside, from behind, Ritchie and Coy again. He plays it all out. He's willing to gamble, and that option play hasn't gotten him much tonight. What is that, the 4th time? And you've had 2 disasters and 2 no-yarders.
Colorado started at its own 15. This was the 13th play of the drive. They lead by 6 with 9:40 left. Detmer over the middle. Got his man at the 1-yard line. It's Rae Carruth. First and goal, Colorado.
You know, a lot of coaches will tell you, you got to set your feet when you throw the ball. You have to set your feet. Well, sometimes you have to buy time and throw it backing up. Detmer on this one just kept backing up and waiting for Carruth. Back up, back up, back up. He actually almost took a step backwards as he let it go, but just threw for the opening. He knew he had one-on-one coverage. He put it in a spot where just his receiver could get it.
First and goal, that far away from the Washington end zone, the 1-yard line. Henry and Fisk in the Buffalo backfield. It's Lendon Henry hit, drop for a loss. John Fiala with great penetration, and they lose about 3 yards. This guy's played a heck of a football game.
Yeah, he really, all of these guys on defense, they have been coming. They're tenacious blitzers. They're just against a quarterback that has a hot hand.
This guy's a former walk-on. He turned down a scholarship to USC, walked on at Washington, and now the captain of the defense.
This would be a situation where you're going to see a play action, a bootleg type thing, a rollout type pass.
Colorado's had the ball the entire fourth quarter. Detmer to the end zone. Carruth, touchdown.
They had double coverage that time on Carruth. He just threw it right behind Burton, right off his shoulder, and put it right into Carruth. I'm sure Colorado will go for 2 in this situation. Hey, yay!
Daddy did it. Daddy did it.
Watch number 8. He's going to throw right off the shoulder that time, right behind him. Man-to-man on one side.
Detmer steps up, throws, knocked down. Nice play by Nigel Burton. And that prevents 2 more, so it leads it a 33-21 game. 85-yard touchdown march, though, in 15 plays and 6:26 the elapsed time, as Colorado scored 19 unanswered points.
2-point play. They burned a timeout. They didn't get 2 points for it. Going to the outside, Burton did make a nice play, swatting his ball out that time. There was really nobody open. He had to try to stick it into Savoy. Runners that probably ever ran in this
Some of the greatest runners of all time. You see most of them first and second round.
Ty Wheatley, Marcus Allen, Eddie George. Why is this space here?
We got a gap there. There's got to be another great running back.
Oh, my gosh.
213 yards on the ground.
Purdue never used me right after that.
No, they didn't. That was in a half, wasn't it?
That was in the first half, to tell you the truth. We ran the wishbone my senior year.
Here it comes.
Speaking of exhausted.
Gary Danielson had the most productive day of any Big Ten quarterback when he rushed for 2.
There he goes, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, as Berman would say.
Oh, look at that straight arm. Now I get caught by a defensive tackle here. That's a little embarrassing on the play.
You told me you were a little bit tired.
Yeah, a little bit tired. In fact, so tired I didn't even get to play the second half.
Well, didn't you set 2 pretty good guys out on the wings when you ran that?
Our 2 halfbacks, while we went to the wishbone, Darryl Stingley and Otis Armstrong, and Jim Lambright, who was the coach, that said, I wasn't dumb. I was going to cover those guys and let you carry the ball. It's the first thing he said to me when he saw me at practice.
And he also said, remember who won the game.
Yeah, they beat us 22-21.
At the 26-yard line, Washington's got it back now, and they've got some ground to make up. They trail by 12.
This is the first Washington game I've ever done, so it was quite I think Jim's been waiting 20 years to tell me that. We both
fire in those blue eyes tonight, though.
We both looked a lot different. I think the scholarships and lack of scholarships would be a better way of saying it, is catching up with this Washington team, and they're also facing probably the hottest quarterback in college football, and it's not cold out, by the way.
You can see that rushing defensive record's not in jeopardy tonight. Here's Heward going on a streak down the sideline, intended for Pathon, incomplete. Damon Wheeler was out there covering.
Heward was recruited by Colorado, and one of the things Bill McCartney did was call Brock Heward and tell him that he was going to leave Colorado and turn his attention to the Promise Keepers, and let Brock know, if you're deciding to come to Colorado, don't come just because I'm here. And Brock made a decision. I think that was a class decision by Bill McCartney to let the kid know before he decided to go to Colorado for the wrong reason.
At the 26, 2nd and 10. They'll have to lean on Heward now. They know they've got to throw in and out of the hands of Fred Coleman. Some of the passes that have not been held on to tonight, quite frankly, I think they've got a little bit too much zip on them.
I'll tell you, he effortlessly throws the ball with a lot of zip on him. He will be, I think, the premier quarterback in college football in a couple of years. I mean, by his junior year, I think you'll see an offense built around him. You'll see scholarship wide receivers from all different parts of the country wanting to catch balls from him, and probably the best passing attack in the Pac-10, if not the country.
They're under their regular season average on third down conversions. 3rd and 10 here. Heward flares it out, and a nice effort to get the first down by Dave Janoski. And he's been banged up a little bit, and he comes up limping, as a matter of fact, but he got the first.
Yeah, one of those throws that looks a lot easier to throw on TV than it actually is. Your guy running exactly away from you. Remember, he missed one of those throws before to the outside. This one was put right to the receiver. Janoski catches it on the run, and he breaks Torrey Davis's tackle on the play and picks up the first down. Absolutely imperative. Washington has to put points on the board if they're going to make this a football game.
They got the first down. Colorado almost jumped offside. Here's Dillon, knocked down in the backfield by Ryan Black.
Got him right on the knee coming in. And they're really crowding the line of scrimmage on first down and forcing Washington to throw. And Corey saying, man, these Colorado guys are for real. Couldn't get to the outside, had to bounce it, and there's the strong safety. Defense played exactly right. And when the safety makes a tackle, you know everyone inside is doing the job.
Ryan Black led this club in tackles. He walked on his first year, packed all his gear up in his car, went into Coach McCartney after his first quarter, paying his way on, said, Coach, I can't afford this anymore. Scholarship now, leading tackler, big play there. 2nd down 11. Heward overthrows his intended receiver. Covered out there. Nice job defensively. Rashidi Barnes out there on Cleveland. Detmer 3 touchdowns and way over 300 yards throwing tonight.
Down, 10 yards to go.
In fact, he's just under 400. What am I talking about? 371 Coy's got.
The Colorado pass rush has been giving Brock Heward a problem in this game. He has been having to throw quicker than he wants to. You can see it all day.
Blitz coming from Black off the corner. Heward lays it out. It's got a man open, and he dropped it. Gerald Harris had hit him right in the 9.
Right in the 9. See, that's a harder throw when you don't have 2 numbers to hit. You got to hit it right on the 1 number.
You got to hit it right in that square.
Right on the bullseye. The blitz, as you called it, and he got pretty good protection that time. And when you give this guy time to throw, Ryan Black coming off the corner, and see, he's got a nice pocket there. That's a good job. When you give the quarterback time to throw the ball like that, he's going to put it. And like I said, he has an absolute ability to throw the ball long with a great accuracy, and he puts it right on the 9, and there's a guy that was thinking touchdown before he caught it.
Yep.
Gerald Harris, though, had a big touchdown pass against Arizona State early in this season.
Punt coming up. Nice kick. Rozga camps under it at the 22. Rozga slips by a couple people. Flag goes down. Might have an illegal block on the return as Rozga got it out. To get down here just to give to anybody to use on some of the folks that just, quite frankly, couldn't make it out of there and make the trip down. I've still never seen so much purple in my life as I've seen this week, though. Timeout with 6:56 left in the ball game.
Talk to Rick, you have to bring up the fact that every rumor that gets started anywhere in pro football, Rick Neuheisel's name is in the middle of it.
In fact, any place in football. He said they had me at the Alabama-Auburn game. He said I was in California.
Well, that's what happens when you're a hot commodity and you have a passing attack, and you're a type of coach that'll sell seats because people like to watch that ball thrown around, and you know, people say, is this the next Spurrier?
He says, quite frankly, it's flattering if nothing else. Here's Henry, Lennon Henry, running strong when the Buffaloes so desperately need him.
Yeah, and let's give the credit up front then, because that's the offensive line that's in great shape for this finish of this football game. Again, the combination of Nioli and Reed Smith pulling and taking on that counter action that time, and Aaron Wade's in the football game, but I think it's a defense that has been wore down chasing Detmer all day. Remember when Big George Foreman fought Ali and he took all those swings and he didn't knock him out? He got tired. Well, Well, Washington defense took all the swings at Corey Detmer, didn't knock them out, and now they're out. Looks to me like they're out of gas.
I think Detmer is rope-a-doping them.
Yep.
Lyndon Henry trying to cut it outside. And this time they stretch it out, and the ball is loose.
Whoa,
still Colorado football.
That is the turnover that Jim Lambright and Randy Hart were praying for. And Tony
Parrish has the ball.
I got the ball. What, did somebody hand it to me?
And I think Coach Lambright wants a timeout. 4:36. Well, the clock's still winding. Apparently not. Now
let's watch the end of that. And I think it was John Fiala that caused this play. Ball pops loose. It's on the ground there. Now who gets it?
Looks like.
I'm not sure exactly who it was. Let's tell you, it might have been Adam Reed, number 53, that jumped on that thing. That's my guess.
We've got a timeout. Colorado leading by 12. One of the world's most enduring symbols, the Goodyear Blimp Eagle's been providing all our aerial shots from this gorgeous city. And atop the Murph, Jack Murphy Stadium. Sensational first half as Colorado was down 14, came back to lead at the break, and they've extended it now. They lead by 12, and time running out on the Huskies with 4:33 left. But a big third down right here. 3rd and 6. Detmer almost picked off. Aliaga would have taken it for a touchdown.
Aliaga says he threw it a little too hard that time because I had it nailed. That time, first time in the game almost, Randy Hart faked the blitz and gave him a zone blitz. Aliaga came from the outside right there. He is going to see this ball, and he's going to intersect it right at that point, right there. Aliaga says, oh, geez, if I could have just got one more hand on it, I had it.
He intersected the path, but he didn't intercept the ball. Punt coming up. Jarzinka bobbling.
Oh, wow.
30-yard kick. Jarzinka covered it. And Washington still has life remaining at their own 40-yard line. Pretty good field position to work from. Thrifty Car Rental Bowl Week continues New Year's Day morning at 11 o'clock Eastern. It's the Outback Bowl. The Crimson Tide of Alabama roll into Tampa, looking to match wits and hits with Jared Irons and the Michigan Wolverines. Ouch. It's the first game of the new year right here on ESPN.
That's a great matchup also, but I don't think this Washington offense should be very tired. They produced no points in this half. Colorado's defense has dominated. They should be fresh. They need to do something here.
Fake the end around. Hewitt comes up throwing to Dillon. They've got to get it number 4's hands, and he takes it out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Mom says, all right, Corey. There's speculation that he might be playing his final football game for Washington.
Well, I hope not. Corey Dillon has not been in one place more than 1 year in his career, high school or college or junior college. I think he could steady himself and really show everyone what he is made of by having maybe a 2,000-yard year next year. And they're going to have a good football team. I mean, when we talked to Jason Chork, he says, I think we got a team good enough to win the national championship.
At the 45, first down. Janoski in motion. Hewitt wants to throw out to Dillon again. Phillips tried to bring him down, and Dillon keeps on going down near the 38.
Boy, did Mike Phillips do a good job that time of reading that play and getting out there, but Dillon again showed his strength. Brock Hewitt is saying we need to go hurry up, and he's getting exactly what he wants. Hurry up offense, 3:50 to go in the football game.
Corey Dillon led the NCAA in scoring with his 23 touchdowns this year. He's got 2 tonight, but they've got to get him some more touches. Hewitt's got Phillips all over him.
Well, when you run the ball a lot and you have the success that Washington did in the last 6 football games running the ball, sometimes your pass blocking can deteriorate. And so far, Colorado has done a much better job of putting people in the face, and A.J. Christos is just according to design.
Huskies are down to 1 timeout, and time running out with 3:35 left.
Behold, a technological breakthrough. Prestone Windshield De-Icer Washer Fluid. Unlike many blue washers, Prestone guarantees it won't freeze in your reservoir. Prestone De-Icer Washer Fluid. Wipe out ice in your lifetime. Come
Come on, Scotty, give me a fry.
America's favorite fries. McDonald's. Go get them.
Please. Get your own, man.
One of my customers was telling me that he never knew what was going to break next on his car. But at least he knew this. Whatever it was, Napa would have the parts to fix it.
Now there's an easier way to buy the parts you need at Napa. The Napa Card. An instant line of credit that gives you 90 days, same as cash, on purchases over $200. Plus, it's good at thousands of Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care centers. The Napa Card. Another way Napa keeps America running.
Keep America running.
I consider my life as an architect, as a journey. Normally, I can't sleep on airplanes, but in world business class, I sleep very well.
3:35 left. Jim Lambright looking up at that clock, wishing there was about 10 more minutes to go. But Sports Center, Steve Levy, Carl Ravitch coming up in about 3 minutes and 35 seconds.
Boy, all the players and everybody connected with the both universities have said that this San Diego Holiday Bowl is the best kept secret of bowls, too. They have really enjoyed it.
Both teams had a great time. Their fans likewise. Washington hoping for a miracle finish. They trail by a dozen. Heward steps up, deep middle, overshot his tight end, Cameron Cleland.
Well, had him that time. Just put a little bit too much air under it. Got to put it just like Coy Detmer throws it, just above the linebacker's hands. You don't want to put too much loop on it. Too many guys, and that's something that you learn. You know, you can have all this experience you want as a redshirt freshman, whatever you call it, but you got to learn it the hard way by making mistakes.
And down to maybe the final chance here. 4th down and 8 with 3.5 to play.
That guy'd like to run out there and play defense.
Yep, he probably would. Empty backfield. Heward over the middle. Receivers haven't helped him tonight.
No, that one wasn't one they could have caught. Rashad Sheehy that time bobbled that one and coughed it up, and that might be the last straw.
Heward will have other days.
Went to the right guy, would have easily had a first down. The ball was hit him right in the face mask. You got to catch that ball. Rosga was there, but I think he would have made the first down.
Colorado takes over.
That look, I've seen that look on every quarterback I've ever played with, to tell you the truth. What was that?
At the 43, Detmer brings out the Buffalo's offense. Washington can only stop the clock one more time. And here's Fisk, who gets all tangled up with Aliaga. And no gain on the play. Aliaga's had some kind of ball game. Dave Ritchie was there to help him on the stop. Ink Aliaga. Somebody asked him, what's ink stand for? He said, nothing, just ink. My mom thought it was cool.
Hey, why not? Does sound good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Well, Colorado next year again has one of those schedules. They play at Michigan, and anytime you have Michigan and Nebraska on your schedule, you have a chance to win the national championship. Also, Texas, obviously, that Big 12 conference being tough. And, you know, Colorado has done good things since '89, and they've played a lot of good teams.
The give to Trotman. Trotman out to the 45. The biggest question. He's already thrown for over 370 yards and 3 touchdowns. He'll throw the quick out, and he skipped it off Carruth's hands. So they will have to punt it back to Washington.
That's a harder throw than a fade. Had inside technique there. He could have gone deep with the fade.
Detmer, those had a huge night. 3 touchdown passes. 25 of 45 for 371 yards. And he said, yeah, my brother lost this game to end his career, and I plan to change all that. He's 2 minutes, 31 seconds away from changing it.
He had a lot of help from that defense. I mean, Washington scored 14 points in this football game. And they had the kickoff return and shut them out in the second half. And you got to give credit to the defense.
Jarzinka back waiting on the kick. And he'll have to backpedal for it from the 13. Jarzinka found a little opening and then got leveled from behind. 11-yard return of a 42-yard punt. Coming up New Year's Day on ABC Sports, it's the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, 4:30 Eastern from Pasadena. Unbeaten Arizona State still has a shot at the national championship. The Sun Devils will take on the once-beaten Buckeyes of Ohio State. Rose Bowl on ABC, 4:30 Eastern, New Year's Day. Arizona State, the only team to beat Washington in the Pac-10 this year. We've been surrounded by poinsettias up here in the booth tonight. It's kind of a festive thing.
It is.
First down. Time running out on the Huskies. Heward, he's going to run with it here. He's got a lot of open field. Get what you can and get it out to the 38-yard line. First down. Neuheisel's right. All those quarterbacks from Washington look like they are wearing flak jackets when they're not. Well, maybe he has one on, but he's huge.
He does. He is big. And they got a guy, Shane Fortney, who got hurt this year, who's another one of those Mark Brunell type runners, a 4'5" guy who's was battling with Brock earlier in the year.
Brock's throwing it down the sideline. Intercepted. Nope, out of bounds. Ryan Black had his hands on it, but stepped on the sideline.
Yeah, you can see that all the way. That was a freshman mistake, and there is the, look at a divot. There's a divot.
And that guy knows divot.
That guy knows divot. He's a golfer. In fact, he might go golfing right after this game, see? Now look, point to the screen. Point to the screen.
Jumbotron here.
Jumbotron.
I think he's got a point. I think he's in.
Let's see if we can get this thing and see what's happening. Ryan Black catches that ball.
You need one foot.
He's going to come down.
Right
yes,
there.
He did. That was it. That was an interception.
Great play.
Yeah, oh, well, you blew it. Well, you blew it. I'm standing right there. Yeah, but
he's working it to the end.
You know what he's saying? It ain't going to cost you. You're all right. You're all right.
Rick's saying you better give me one next year then.
Give me one against, I'll trade one for the one against Nebraska.
That's right. Second down. Blitz coming up the middle. All over here. Ouch. Man. That just blew up in the backfield. Everybody was there. Fred Jones was the guy that came flying through, and then Phillips and the rest of the gang meet at number 7.
You can see the sophistication in Colorado's pass offense, who throws a lot, versus what happens when Washington has to throw. Corey Dillon got there and made the block, but that's a block that should probably be made by the guard. It takes too long for the running back to get there, and he was right in the quarterback's face.
Heward on 3rd and long. Completes it. Trying to get to the first down sticks. About a yard short. Complete to Coleman.
This is the one play where you can't hurry up too much. On 4th down, you have to pick up the first down. So take your time, call out a play, and know that you only have less than a yard to pick it up here. Probably a yard might be the best way to say it.
Ball game play right here. And Dillon's got it. And he's into the secondary. Nice stiff arm. Down to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they had to pick up the first down, and they popped it just enough. Colorado's playing pass on that play, and Dillon pops it, gets it in there. Still 51 seconds to go.
Now they need a quick strike and an onside kick. Sounds like a lot, but crazier things have happened at the Holiday Bowl.
Well, yeah.
Sports Center is roughly 51 seconds away, and Heward spikes it to stop the clock. It'll be Broncos. I got so many friends in Colorado. It's been such a great stay, and he said it is, you can't explain to a young man what playing college football, as he has played so well, has meant. He said it's been 4 times more fun than I ever anticipated.
You know, but he gave it away, though, when I said, you know, Detroit needs one, too. Oh, that'd be fun, too. I love Detroit. He'll go anywhere.
Second down and 10. Heward steps up, going long, airing it out. Payton's out there.
Oh, got the call.
You didn't have to wait till next year for the call. Rosga and Wheeler are there.
I think he must have dropped the thing because it was right near the sideline. I thought he had it. I'll tell you right now, if Rosga catches one or makes a play.
Down the pipe. Jeff played at Minnesota. Tim is at Wisconsin. Steve here. And then they had a younger sister. She probably played football pretty well. But... And now time winding down as we're near a half minute. Kissel with the catch.
4th down call.
Now do you get the first down or just go for the touchdown? You're down to your last 20 seconds. You don't get either. Ryan Olsen ends all hope for the Huskies.
I think Colorado's depth, fresh players, and a hot quarterback showed Washington that they have a good football team, but they don't have enough scholarship players. They may be a year away.
A redshirt freshman who will see another day. A senior who will go on, hopefully, to the next level, he thinks, and we're going to see him out in the Hula Bowl. And a nice performance by Colorado.
And two well-coached teams, two heavyweights of college football.
Our teams all year, we want to thank them. Will Belkey and Mark Grant produced and directed some of our ball games. Scott Johnson, our director tonight. Ed Placey, our producer. As always, a marvelous job, along with our ESPN crew up here in the booth. Pat McGrath and Clint Deans on stats and spotting, respectively. Nobody better. And we're about ready to wrap up our 5th year together.
Don't seem right. When do I see you again? Next September?
I'll see you at the Hula Bowl.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Some of us will be out in Hawaii. And some of these players will be out in Hawaii. But the Plymouth Holiday Bowl goes to Colorado. 33-21. Rick Neuheisel with the victory. Well orchestrated by a sensational quarterback in Coy Detmer in his final game in a Colorado uniform. That's going to do it. 33-21. Final Colorado over Washington. Coming up next, sports.